Oh, hey there. Yes. Yeah, we're stuck in a rainforest. Yeah, crazy times, crazy times. Welcome to SoulMask. You might have seen other games that I've played, like Ark, Conan Exiles. This is very, very, very similar. But it has its own unique twists and different mysteries that we're going to unlock through this entire journey. I've been sponsored to play this game, yes, and I've been challenged by the devs to defeat 3 of the 5 different bosses in this game. This cute little pussycat, the saber-tooth, this purple overgrown frog, and this gentleman right here. Yeah, see? Cute, isn't he? Cute. Very cute. Don't do that. Don't do that, editor. Don't do that. Yeah, no. This guy here. Bad news. Very much bad news. Yeah, he's abusive. How do I turn this hunky man into this chunky woman? I mean, she looks pretty badass though, I ain't gonna lie. There's a bunch of goals that I need to complete in this entire journey. I need to defeat all of these bosses. We need to tame animals, subdue tribes people, and recruit them. And yeah, I don't know, trying to survive or something. I also need to gain access to another mask. Not the starter mask, another mask. And explore. Do lots of exploring. Explore all the mysteries that this game has to offer. I am currently playing this on a pre-release version of this game. So there's a few little bugs and there's a few little glitches. And yeah, it's not perfect. But I am addicted. This game is fun as hell. So come with me. Come with me on this journey and welcome to my 100 days in SoulMask. We spawn into what seems to be a rainforest, and like any survival game purist, the first thing we do is go and gather some resources, particularly stuff that's just laying around on the ground and, you know, picking stuff from the bushes. We do all of this so we can craft some stuff, but first we need to learn them. So we open up this extensive technology tree, and first I learned the campfire, then some of our basic stone tools. Once I had gathered enough basic resources, I went ahead and started crafting a campfire and a stone axe, followed by the stone pickaxe, stone scythe, and stone butcher's knife. Not even a minute into this game and I already have more tools than Bob the Builder, and with my brand new crafted pickaxe, I started smashing this stone until, well, it exploded. If you haven't realized yet, there's a couple quests that were given in this game to kind of get us through like a tutorial period. Moving on, we started gathering some fiber thatch and vines with our scythe. Then we followed this stream so we could hopefully find somewhere that we could make a base. We didn't find a base spot, but we did find an overgrown rat, so I smacked it in the butt with my axe. One thing about this game is the visuals and the landscape is quite amazing to look at. And then on the other hand, you get chased around by these things that they call bush dogs. I like to call them little annoying rodents. Ah, crap. Holy crap. Bro, they absolutely smoked me. Yes, this game is kind of tricky and we died. I figured respawning on the beach might be the safest bet. Typically in a lot of games, beaches are the safest areas. We then had to start from scratch and gather some more resources. As you may have noticed, you can upgrade each one of your skills from harvesting to logging to mining to basically a bunch of other skills in this game. Also, campfires can act as a respawn point. You just have to make sure that they stay lit, which in this game is a little bit harder than you might think. Anyways, I have some tools now, so I continued exploring along this beach. And that's when I came across this, the ancient ruins. Hey, there's some people inside. They might not be too friendly, so we're gonna get some wood together so we can make a weapon. Wooden spear. Have no fear. Yeah, that was dumb. Howdy, neighbors. You guys friendly or what? Hey man. How you doing? Oh, what are you doing with that hammer? Ow. Oh my god. Oh my god. You absolutely destroyed me. That was, yeah, quite unfortunate. We're clearly not ready to be able to fight any humans right now, but I'm pretty confident I can kill this overgrown chicken. Cool little side thing in this game too. If you kill some animals in the game, you get a hunting score and you can kind of get rated on how well you did killing them. But also, beware because some of those animals want to kill you back. Oh, shoot. I wonder what the freaking noise was. And you get 2 choices in these situations. Do you try and kill them or do you run away like me and be a pussy? But also, sometimes these guys don't give up the chase and they'll hunt you down the entire way. Well, until they get bored at least. I then started heading back into the jungle and yeah, was killed by these little mutts again. Damn it. The beach wasn't the best spawn location, considering there wasn't really much around in terms of resources and such. So we respawned back into the rainforest, with our main focus to try and find a good place to make a base. Also, one cool feature about this game is this. Yeah, these are basically wall hacks. You can use this to be able to scan the area for any life forms. You can also upgrade this ability later on to be able to do some other cool things, which if used correctly can keep you out of a lot of danger. Oh, that's the bush dogs. Run, 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 run. Oh, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. Can I get my stuff back at least? No. We're gonna die again. Nah, thank you. Run, oh, run. Oh, can we climb this? Can we get around? Up, up, up. Come on, go, 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 go. Wait, are we away? Did we make it away? Yes! Indeed, in this instance, we were much faster than those little rodents. And we managed to get our stuff back, so this was a W in our books. I made it over to the swampy marsh area. And again, like most survival games, building near water sources is a really good idea.
This place had some clay, a lot of wildlife around for food, and a bunch of trees for wood, which we just basically spend the rest of this day chopping down so we can start working on our base tomorrow. Day 2, and it's now time to start building this base. Oh man, stupid rock, get out of my way. Also, you need to place down a bonfire to be able to claim this area as your base spot. All of a sudden, there was a random person sitting next to my bonfire. Hello? Excuse me? You've been abandoned by your tribe. Vagabond ran across your base in such a dangerous environment. She wants to be... Oh! Oh! Hey, we have our own tribe member now. Your name is Vagabond. Yes, it seems as though you get your first tribe mate as soon as you place down your bonfire. Now we definitely need to finish this base. We only had enough resources to place down these foundations, so I guess I better start farming some more wood and whatever else I need. Another interesting thing about this game is when it rains, it pours. Yes, we are in the Amazon forest, so I suppose that this could be quite tropical and kind of crazy. Now, what does this rain mean other than some noise and a few things on our screen? It extinguishes our bonfire. Yeah, the rain in this game actually has a bit of purpose, which is kind of cool and a little bit of a nuisance. Anyways, we continue building our base and made sure to have some shelter to keep us out of the rain. I placed down a campfire, then a few of the many crafting benches that we need for this game. This is the carpenter's table, the butcher's table, and the tanning rack. Crafting in this game is quite comprehensive, but eventually you can automate it so you basically don't have to do anything. How do you do that exactly? Well, you make your tribesmen do all the work for you. It's great because we love slave labor. The rain is now stopped, our bonfire is lit, and now we send this vagabond out to go do some work for us. She's gonna go chop down some trees for us and collect some wood. We had a bunch of points that we could use in the skill tree to unlock a bunch of craftables. Next, we went to go hunt some animals, particularly weak ones that wouldn't kill us. We discovered 3 of these tapirs hanging out in these ancient ruins, and I tested out a new thing with the spear that I'd made. You can throw the spear at your enemies and then pull them closer to you, just like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I chopped up this guy's bodies, but his friends weren't too happy that we did that, so they came and attacked us. In these ancient ruins, you always find these storage boxes that hold some goodies, particularly these green crystals and these sunstones, which you can use to upgrade your mask. It's the end of day 2, and yeah, we've been naked this entire time. It's probably a good idea to put some clothes on. It's early game, so I can't make anything fancy, but these rags are gonna have to do. The spear had been fun, but dual blades are just cooler, so I made some. Finally, to end this day off, I crafted a loom. In this, we can craft some linen, some thick rope, and other things like this. The morning of day 3, a little vagabond friend was in a little timeout. No, not really. She just got stuck facing the wall. Be free, little one. I then made myself a bed. What do we use beds for in this game? Sleeping, obviously. You see, yourself and your tribesmen have morale in this game, and there's a few ways to clear it, like sleeping and other ways that you'll find out later. We waited quite a while until it hit 100. Now we're all refreshed. Then we're getting back to working on our base. I didn't really like how the roof felt on this base. It felt closed in and claustrophobic. Next, I made the craftsman's bench. This is what we need to be able to make some better tools, like the beast bone tools that we have here. With our base basically set up, I went on out to go hunt some animals. I have some really cool dual blades now, so these bush dogs should be light work for us. Hey, we did it. We killed him. Beautiful. We discovered another ancient ruins with some of these insane tapirs in here. They weren't too happy with my arrival, but they died, so their opinion doesn't matter. I stole all of the loot out of their box here and continued on my way. Our base is kind of basic and a little bit scuffed, but hey, it is home and we'll work on it over time. I wanted to venture out in a few other locations that could be a little bit scary, so I figured taking my vagabond friend with me on this journey should keep us safe, I hope. I really don't know what to expect from this game, and I'm just kind of winging it. We continued to explore this big rainforest and stumbled across a little encampment with some people in it. I figured having my vagabond friend here, we were going to be able to defeat these guys. They handled me like I was a little ragdoll. Oh my god. Oh my god. They just absolutely... Oh. Save me. Save me. Save me. Please. Come over and save me. Vagabond, come over. Yeah, come. Oh, quick. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. Oh. Yeah, they got you. We can just crawl away. Can we crawl away? You just need to survive, girl. You just need to survive. You're definitely not going to survive. No, you did not survive. Okay, what do I do now? I die. That's what I do. I just die. I didn't really have any other choice. I managed to get my stuff back, and then I realized our vagabond friend is gone. Forever. That's okay though, she's probably replaceable anyway. Moving onwards, we are going to be working on our base. There's a lot that we need to do to be able to fit everything into this place and be able to start a proper tribe. I'm taking this all down because I kind of want to make an open plan living base. If you don't know what that is, you'll see in a minute. What I'm doing is using these pillars as supports, and I'm going 2 walls high. Since we're always in third person, this feels less claustrophobic. These walls are only here so I could place the roofs on evenly. Of course, I made more crafting benches and moved around what we had. This one in particular is quite exciting. It's the weapon crafting bench, and this is where I could make make easily the coolest looking jewel blades in the game. These are the Beast Bone jewel blades. And I can't get fancy new weapons without testing it out on the local wildlife. When you kill an animal and you chop them up with your butcher's knife, you get pieces of their carcass from them, which you can put in the butchering table and turn it into either one of these items right here. Our inventory was starting to get quite full, so we needed to store it somewhere. Maybe like these wooden chests. Day 5 and we encountered our first bug in the game. Yes, we could drain the health completely out of an enemy, but we just couldn't kill it. To prove to you it's a thing, here, watch this. This boar should be dead, and it's not. Also, another way that we could tell that this bug is happening is our stamina doesn't drain. It's pretty easy to fix this bug. All we had to do was just log out and log back in again. Remember guys, I am playing on a pre-release version of this game, so these things are just gonna happen. And to test that we're back again, we go and kill some tapirs. Because of the bug that we just encountered, I was feeling a little bit grumpy. So I went out on a murderous rampage. Literally, nothing was safe. But most importantly, I wanted to go and get my revenge on these guys. Remember the guys down on the beach that killed me really easily earlier? Haha, not happening this time. Oh, crap. Maybe. Damn it. That hurt. Let's regroup. I tried my best to single one out at a time. Except we did come close to death at times. So I had to run away and heal myself and get back in there and absolutely slaughter this fool. Thanks for coming. You're now dead. The rain had returned and we needed to figure out some way to protect this bonfire. I tried placing it down on my foundations underneath the roof that we had made, but it didn't seem to work. Maybe you're not allowed to place these on foundations. I didn't know what to do. The weather in this game is stupidly unpredictable. One minute it's sunny, the other minute it's a torrential rainstorm. But whilst we were out exploring, I stumbled across this barbarian camp. And in this barbarian camp is a bunch of barbarians, but particularly there's one barbarian scout. I don't want to fight all of them at once, so we're trying to pick them off one by one. Because I need to get to that barbarian scout. Why is the barbarian scout so important? In this game, you don't unlock the map just by exploring it. You have to get the barbarian scout, weaken them just enough to be able to steal the information out of them. Not kill them like I just did. Just to show you guys an example, if we got the information out of her, this would have all been unlocked. Quite frustrated, I started running home when this happened. Holy crap! Holy crap! So yeah, we died and our bonfire has been extinguished because it's raining. We're just gonna have to settle for a random respawn point where I ran back to my base, checked it out, and yeah, everything was extinguished. But I still needed to get my stuff back. And hopefully the jaguar is gone. Are we safe? Are we safe? Grab it, go, 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 go. The jaguar is surely around here somewhere. What's that up there? Ah, another barbarian camp. Ah, ancient ruins, okay. With the rain extinguishing our bonfire so much, we need to figure out a solution for it. Also, we should probably finish off the roof on our base here. This might help at least with our campfire. I had a little bit of a light bulb moment and thought that maybe I could just build a roof over our bonfire. Oh, is this under it? I hope it should work. This should work. I think it's under. That should stay safe. Oh, wait. No way. Did another vagabond come? Because we relocated. Hey, what's up, man? We got a new tribes member. Hopefully you don't die. We may have found a solution to our bonfire issue. Hopefully this worked. Also, as soon as our new tribe mate joined us, I put it to work straight away. Day 7, I crafted up this armor forging bench so that we could make, you guessed it, better armor. Which I immediately did because yeah, we're dying a lot out in the wild. This armor set is called the beast hide armor, aka dead animal skin. Peter are gonna love this. Next, I needed to figure out our plan of attack. What are we gonna do? I think we need to head over to these mysterious ruins and try and complete this. Remember, we have been here once before. It's the place of those people that absolutely killed me and my vagabond earlier. This time I'm coming over solo because I didn't really want to risk losing my vagabond. In this game, it pays to be a little bit patient when fighting some of these people. If you're doing this solo, that is. I go in, attack as quick and swift as I can. Then I make a little escape to get my stamina back up, head back into the fight and try and time my attacks correctly. If you're lucky like me, this guy would just turn his back and start walking away from you, which gives me an opening to absolutely murder this guy. Then I could head into the mysterious ruin and take on the remaining barbarian. That was light work. How easy was that? Then I could head over to this mysterious stone table, which would take my mask, do some magic mumbo jumbo, and then give it back. Node control repaired. Yes, apparently this mysterious stone table just repaired and upgraded our mask. What did this upgrade to our mask mean exactly? Basically, we could now control other tribes people and play as them. That's kind of nice because I've always wondered what it would feel like to be a woman. Ah, lazy man just sits down. Now I know what it's like to be a woman. That's enough for that. Let's be the main character again. I really wanted to unlock the new part of that map. I started making my way back over to that barbarian camp, hoping that they had respawned. But on my way there, this happened. Yeah, I didn't make it. Day 8 and we managed to go find our stuff. But I made sure to keep scanning the area for that jaguar just in case it came back to murk us again. I then returned back to this barbarian scout and I accidentally killed it again. God damn it. Since our goal right now was to unlock more of the map, I had to wait for those barbarian scouts to respawn. For now, I'll just go out and explore and see if we can find anything new and exciting. Kind of like this encampment. We have now just discovered the Salt Pan, which is protected by this Flint tribe barbarian. There's 5 different NPC tribes in this game. Claw, Fang, Flint, Outcasts, and then the Plunderers. Every member of the first 4 tribes, except for the elites, can be recruited. And the Claw, Fang, and Flint tribe all have different specialties. The Claw tribe is known to be robust and strong fighters. The Fang tribe are good at poisons, medicines, and plants. And the Flint tribe are great at defense, but also have a higher intelligence, making them better craftsmen overall. Outcasts are exactly that. They're outcasts, and they don't actually belong to any village or city. It's the Plunderers. Now they're a mystery, but we'll have to explore that later on in this video. Now this gentleman had a massive hammer and a really big weapon as well. Unfortunately, the speed of my jewel blades was just too much for him. I figured salt might be a valuable resource. I haven't been able to find it anywhere else, so I rushed in and started harvesting this stuff. One of the bad guys started chasing me, and I didn't really feel like fighting anymore, so I made a run for it. Psych, I'm greedy, so I went back and got some more. Then I left because I figured maybe the barbarian scout should have respawned. Can confirm, it had respawned, and my stupid ass killed it. Yeah, these jewel blades also give bleed damage, which meant that this lady bled out before I could get the information that I needed. And so I just had to walk back to my base with my tail between my legs because I'm a freaking idiot. So currently my jewel blades are broken and I don't know how to repair them. So I just made a new set. We're filling up our inventory quite quickly. So I stacked up some more of these wooden chests and filled them all up. This is quite satisfying. I think the next plan of attack is to try and get some more tribes people on our side. And hey, who doesn't like enslaving humans? That's when we came back to these ancient ruins, and now we have to try and figure out the mechanics of enslaving humans. Now I'm pretty sure I just need to weaken these guys down to a certain amount of health, and then I just gotta deter him. Oh, I saw it. Oh, I killed him though. He's dead. Okay, let's try this again. Don't die. Oh yeah. Okay, deter. Okay, deter. Oh, we're doing it. What did I just suck out of your brain? That's kind of crazy. Well, now I can pick you up. Hey, come with me, slave lady. I took this lady a little bit away from the battlefield and placed her down so I could go right back in and get another slave. It can be a little tricky at times. I don't really know what makes the prompt come up or what doesn't, but I managed to deter this guy, so that's something. Ooh, did we just get an achievement? Yeah, call me the slave master. Here's kind of where I made the mistake though. I thought I just had to leave them and then they would just become my slaves. I mean, my tribes people, like we're friends. I left them because I knew I was pretty close to the barbarian scout and wanted to try this out one more time. But yes, I'm a complete idiot and missed the queue and killed it again. But it wasn't all for nothing. This barbarian I managed to deter, and I picked her up and began running back to base. I placed her down next to my bed and then had a little nap myself. Having a passed out female next to me in bed could be considered, pretty bad. I went back to the ruins to go pick up the barbarians that I deterred earlier, but there was a fresh bunch of people here and they had despawned or died. I don't know what happened. So instead I deterred this guy and started running back to base with him on my shoulder. Now we have 2 passed out slaves lying on our foundation. What next? I honestly had no idea at this point. I figured we'd just wait and then they'd just become our friends. So to kill some time, I went out into the jungle to do some more exploring. And then I found the biggest barbarian camp that I had seen yet. As I tried to approach, I immediately got hit by an arrow and was approached by one of the tribesmen. He wasn't friendly, so I stabbed him in the face. This guy with the ugly haircut went down and then his friend immediately came in. I had a sneaking suspicion that I wasn't quite prepared to be able to enter this place. So it was back to base for us to check on these guys. It seems as though that their hunger levels are going down. So maybe I needed to feed them. Unfortunately, you can't feed them any cooked meat. It has to be liquid food only. I currently don't have any liquid food and I can't make any in the campfire. I assumed you could make it in this cooking stove though, and I was correct. I could just make them this broth. All right, we have all the right ingredients. What do we need to do now? We need to add these branches for the fire for this cooking stove. That's it. And then we can start crafting this broth and some roasted pumpkin. Might as well, we have it. I then force fed these 2 guys some broth and continued waiting. We're waiting for that recognition bar to hit a certain number. Once it hits that certain number, these tribesmen become ours. And 500 seems to be the sweet spot. We could now recruit these 2 outcasts. Hey, there we go. We have a recruit. We recruited another. That took us so long to figure out how to do this. Oh my gosh. Day 11, I'm starting to feel good with our progress so far. So we head on out to go and try and discover some new lands. Whilst out exploring, I made sure to keep scanning the area for any dangers and tried my best to avoid these jaguars. Thing is, I had no idea that they could do this. That was so cool, but so ruthless. I respawned and normally I'd just go straight back to go get my stuff. But with that jaguar around, I wasn't that confident. So I just made myself some new equipment. With a fresh new set of equipment, we went back out to go and try and get our stuff back. And that jaguar was still there. But somehow out of sheer luck, we managed to get our stuff back. And then continued on exploring. Damn. This does look pretty damn cool. We then stumbled across another barbarian camp with a barbarian scout inside it. This was going to be a great opportunity to be able to unlock a new part of the map. I rushed in and sliced and diced until I was able to do this. Finally. After you get all the information that you need out of this person, they're basically useless to us from now on. When we opened our map to have a look at what we discovered, we found some pretty interesting places that we could go and check out, like this ancient pyramid. This is where we could fight our first boss, but we are currently nowhere near ready to be able to fight him just yet. Back at base, I picked up my vagabond and told her to come with me because we're going exploring. Again, I kind of wanted to learn how the companions work in this game. Okay, I believe if I press F1, I can make it go and attack. Okay, yeah, sweet. That seems to work pretty well. Nice. Oh, she's strong too. Now this is going all pretty well until this bug happened again. The one that we encountered earlier where we can't actually deal the final blow to any of our enemies. Our vagabond was dying, so I quickly logged out, and as I was logging back in, I could hear the damage being done. Yeah, this bug killed our vagabond. Almost killed me as well. To say I was frustrated was an understatement. And to make things worse, yeah, we ran into a jaguar. Ugh, damn it. I managed to get my stuff back, but the jaguar found me again. Oh my god. I'm annoyed. Alright, we gotta be sneaky and silent. Sneaky and silent. Get my stuff. Go. Run. Yeah, our base is just there, so we're sweet. Day 12 and it's raining. And have a look at that. Our bonfire is not going out because it's covered by that roof. But I also realized there's some people missing from that bonfire. I checked our tribe log and they died of thirst. Yeah, didn't realize I had to feed them. My bad. The rain has stopped, so I went back out to go and visit some old friends. Yes, we're back at the original barbarian scout camp. I'm determined to unlock this part of the map. I learned that I have to be more patient and precise with my attacks to make sure that I don't kill her. That way, we can get the information that we need. We had a look at the map that we had discovered, and yeah, it wasn't really that exciting. Later on, I somehow managed to get chased by a jaguar, and to try and avoid a timely death, I climbed this little rock face. Sucked in, bitch, you can't get me. No. Holy crap, it's coming up the mountain. Oh my god. How the hell the pathing in this game is crazy. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it jumped. Oh, okay. No, I juked you. You stay down there. I'm out. See you later. Ah, phew. Yeah, I didn't realize that this game is a horror game as well. The jump scares be real. We eventually got away, but then found ourselves in trouble with some boars and some bush dogs. These guys are a little bit easier to take down than a jaguar is. And through this exploration, we managed to stumble across some tin ore. And obviously, I can't pass up an opportunity to get some of this. Once we filled up our inventory with tin ore, we ran back to base. But then I needed somewhere that I could smelt this tin ore down. We just had to learn the furnace and the furnace technique. Before I can craft myself a furnace, I need to make this potting table so that I can make these ceramic molds because they are one of the ingredients to craft the furnace. The potting table obviously uses a lot of clay. Luckily, there's a bunch around us to harvest, and after gathering all the required ingredients, we now have a furnace. And if you know survival games, once you can start crafting with metal, it changes the whole game. In this game, when you're crafting certain items, or most items in fact, you actually have to be at the bench the entire time, even when smelting metal. We might need to get some friends to help us with this situation. Next, we made a repair bench. Now, instead of recrafting items, we can now just repair them. Now that our base is all running functionally well, I'm gonna need some workers so we can start automating everything back at base. That's when we came to come visit our barbarian friends just over here. I only need one of them for now, so I dropped 2 of them and deterred one of them. Then threw him over my shoulder and started running back to base. And just like that, we have another tribesperson to do all of our work around the base. Day 14, I instructed our new tribesperson to start working on the furnace. I made sure to fill the inventory with water and food. We can't have them dying on us again. The thing about this game is this map is huge. And we're 14 days in and we've only discovered a small piece of it. So I'm out here right now doing some more exploration. That's when we stumbled across this. These ancient ruins didn't hold anything hostile in sight, although I was ready for a fight at all times. Dude, what is this place? Strange buildings, strange places. Looks like I can stand here. Oh, it's the portal. What happens once we activate it? Oh, yes, this is like a fast travel portal that, yes, you obviously can use to travel to other places on the map. Thing is, you need to find other portals to be able to link it to that one in order to travel there. And we haven't found anything yet. Moving on, we found this area. It was a large kind of canyon. Cool to look at, but we had no means of getting down there, or even if we did, I don't know how we would get back up. Next, I stumbled across an interesting location, but there was quite a few enemies there, so I placed down this campfire just in case we needed to respawn, because we're not that close to base. Yes, we found a large barbarian encampment. Before I could enter, I had to take down these malnourished natives and steal their stuff, because, you know, They don't need it anymore. Turns out that this place is a big copper mine. This is a great discovery for us right now. So I made sure to fill my inventory up with all this copper and race back to base so we could start smelting it. It's now day 15 and we finally made it back to base. And immediately I started cooking up this copper. You see, also, if you mix tin and copper, you then make bronze. And with the bronze ingots that we had made, I can now make myself some bronze tools. Until we can get ourselves some new tribesmen, I'm gonna have to be pretty hands-on with crafting some of this stuff around here. This is me just crafting leather. It's a long process, but it's an important ingredient to be able to craft some of these bronze tools. Once we have a whole tribe of people working for us, a lot of these things become a lot easier. I must say, it is nice having bronze tools. It's making chopping down these trees significantly easier. Early morning of day 16, I kind of had the urge to move base locations. Where our base is currently is definitely a beginner area, and I kind of wanted to get a little bit closer to where all the metal spawns are. I built this little shack with a campfire, so at least we had a place to respawn at whenever we needed. We're located right about here on the map. I then went out to go do some exploring and stumbled across this tin ore location, so I made sure to keep note of this place on the map. After further exploration, we found this rather large river that was surrounded by these rather large reeds. We also discovered this barbarian camp that also had a barbarian scout inside it. These guys were a much higher level than the previous barbarians that we had fought, but I managed to dispatch them quite easily and was able to rip the information right out of this lady's head, unlocking a whole new part of this map. That's kind of disappointing. I thought it would have unlocked a lot bigger area than that. Yay. We can now see a lot of water. Anyways, I found an opening in these reeds here and had a look over the other edge of the water. I assume the further we head west, the harder this is going to get. So we're going to head north for now. We ended up finding another barbarian encampment with a barbarian scout. Unsure of the right way to get there, I just climbed the side of this cliff face and attacked these barbarians with the rear, picking them off one by one. They were kind of messing me up to the point that I ended up having to run away. I was healing up when they found me again, but she came to attack me and then she fell down. I went down with her because I wanted to end her life, which I did in a glorious fashion. Oh my gosh, that was ruthless. Oh, see you later, lady. Anyways, I managed to take down the remaining barbarians and violate another woman. I mean, you know, get the information out of her. Also, I could unlock a whole new piece of this map. Yeah, it wasn't that exciting, this area, but I mean, we discovered more river and a holy ruins. I followed the river up to see what we could find. Most of the creatures were pretty normal that we saw along here, like these bush dogs. Then we ran into this creature, the horned eagle. Now, I didn't think that they were going to be much of a threat, but the fact that they fly and are quite evasive made them pretty difficult to deal with. I tried to escape, but I only ran into another one, which means I had two of these feathery idiots following me and trying to end my life, which they did successfully. Damn it. Bro, we are so far away from our base right now. I respawned at the new camp that we had made, since it was kind of closer to where we had died, and began running back to go and get our stuff. But on my way back, we ran into an old friend. What was that? What was that? Oh, you're freaking kidding me. Oh, man. Go away. Rip. Yeah. I knew we weren't going to make it past this. Day 17 and we're back at our main base. Where we died made me realize that we are in a place that's just so far away from anything. And in order to progress, we're going to need to move. So I start packing up all the important stuff around our base and command our tribesmen to follow us. Then we select this place as our new base location. Yeah, we're not going to where I'd chosen previously. On this run, we had to make sure that we were careful. We literally had everything important in our inventory. We can outrun the dogs and the boars and stuff and get away. But if we see a jaguar, we might be kind of screwed. Like that! Oh crap, it saw us, it saw us, it saw us. Oh no, no! Ah, you fucking... Run, 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 run. Get away, get away. No, he's gonna kill. He's gonna kill him! No! No, bro. It was some luck that we had built this campfire here earlier, because this was kind of close to where we had just died. Now we just had to try and get our stuff back without that jaguar attacking us again. Oh, he's still alive. No, he's dead. Damn it, he's dead. He's dead. Oh, now we're dead. Now we're dead. We then spiraled into a massive death loop to this jaguar. I couldn't give up. I really needed all of this stuff. But after a few deaths, we managed to sweep in and get a lot of our stuff back. Only problem is, we were so overweight now that we didn't have a friend helping us that I had to sacrifice a lot of the metal ingots. We really need to set up our base in order to move forward. And this location right next to the river is perfect. It's flat enough for us to be able to build, you know, kind of nice, I guess. But most importantly, it's relatively close to a lot of metal node locations. I placed down this storage box and placed down a lot of important things in it. But then this little bush rodent came to try and kill me. I only had gauntlet gauntlets on for a weapon. They weren't super effective, and then when his friend came in, I had to make a run for it. It didn't work though, I died. This game, especially in the early game, has a lot of challenges. And because I'm an idiot and there's no tutorials online, I'm doing my best. I don't know. This is hard. Day 18, I begin this build. For what I have planned, we're going to need a ton of resources. And considering it's raining, we're going to have to put a roof up pretty quickly too. With a covered campfire down, at least now that we know that we can at least respawn here if we do die. This build was built kind of sporadically. I would typically do like a montage or something, but this base wasn't built in one day. It did kind of take us a while. I placed down this bonfire straight on the ground, and as luck would have it, another vagabond came to join us. What can I say? Getting a free tribesman after losing one is quite a nice feeling. Should be great to have around if she didn't get in the way of my building. Excuse me, lady. Can you please move? I'm trying to place down a foundation on your head. This time I'm making sure to put some walls up and doing it 2 walls high because it just looks better, I think, in my opinion. Also, this area is a higher level area, so I'm sure that all the dangers around here will absolutely murk us. So I want to make sure that they can stay out of this space and not in it. Once we had a couple roofs on and the foundations down, I could start placing my crafting benches around the place. We had covered the bonfire, but we forgot to fuel it up. And as I was fueling it, a boar came in and tried to fight me. I have no idea why my vagabond didn't try to help. She did eventually, and we managed to get rid of this boar. Yeah, take that. Run away, you stupid pig. Now that our base is somewhat sorted, I went out to go and find this tin ore that I could see on my map. Turns out it was at the bottom of this ravine. I wasn't really sure how we were going to get down there, but I really needed this tin ore. So, YOLO. Oh, jump down. Yep, sweet. We can get down this. We can get down. Yep. Oh, falling. Oh, yeah, we can climb. Hey, call me Spider-Man in this bitch. This is much easier. Ouch. Okay, we're down here. Oh, we're in a cave, and there's some dangers. Oh, crap. Run. I did too much damage falling to be able to fight these guys right now. All right, they're following? They're not following. Oh, there's tin right there. Perfect. Thank you. I made sure to stock up on a bunch of tin. Well, as much as I could safely gather without attracting too much attention from those bush pigs. Now, getting down here was quite easy, but getting up was going to be a little bit tricky. Thankfully, you can climb any vertical surface, which we managed to do. Now, the climbing mechanics in this game can be kind of janky, but we did manage to find our way up somehow. But when we made it up here, we found that our vagabond had died. How the hell did this happen? She only just joined us and now she died. If you've watched me in many other games, I do struggle on keeping things alive. But hey, I can smelt me some ore. I'm good at that. Our aim right now is to get ourselves some bronze ingots so we can start getting some more bronze tools again. Day 19 and we're still working on this base. This base is just going to be a constant work in progress, I believe. And I don't know how many crafting tables we need, so I'm kind of leaving this whole space open until we figure that out. I was starting to feel a little bit hungry, so I started beating up some of the local wildlife. I needed its bones and some of its meat. Bones so I could make myself some dual blades, and meat so I could start cooking up some food. I was feeling confident that we'd made our base big enough, and I really wanted to seal off this back end here. There would be nothing worse than a jaguar or a boar just coming in here and absolutely destroying all of our base and ourselves. I could then make these large storage chests, you know, so I could store a large amount of things. With our base now secured, I went out to go and explore our local area. The plan was to head north. Traversing around this map can be kind of difficult sometimes. Luckily, we can climb some things, but sometimes I feel like it's unnecessary. That's when we came to this barbarian encampment. It's quite a large one, and I managed to sneak in, get right behind this barbarian that's working peacefully, and stab it in the back. I'm really here so I can steal all of these people and recruit them to my tribe. The only thing is, my bleed damage on my dual blades killed this person. So I drew another one out into the open, and when I was attacking, I got stunned, which then left me unable to do basically anything, and I died. I literally had no hope there. I couldn't do anything. I'd placed down a campfire earlier, so I kind of expected that I might die, and then just return so I could try and do some damage again. I'm really just trying to recruit new members, but they keep dying on me before I have the opportunity to do it. It's okay though, because with a little bit of patience, we managed to deter one. But one's not going to cut it. We actually want to get a whole bunch of them. Oh, also, you see this guy? He's got a weird thing on his back. You want to kill him before he can make it to this thing. Because if he makes it to that and then he lights it, a whole army comes out to try and kill you. Also, I've been told that if you capture one of these alpacas, you can put a saddle on them and ride them. I was just an idiot that couldn't figure out how to actually get to it. Then I got attacked by this guy. I was planning on deterring him, but I accidentally killed him. Maybe I just have to get their health down or something? Oh, oops, my bad. You're dead. I apologize. I figured it out eventually. All you need to do is just break down this door and you pick up one of the babies. Then once you place it down, it's essentially yours. It just needs to grow up. Whilst waiting for my tribeman to wake up and the alpaca to grow up, we went over to the other side of the barbarian camp where the barbarian copper mine was. It's all relatively in the same area anyways, and I could always use some more copper around our base. I gathered a whole bunch. Then I returned back to the downed tribesman to see if he was ready to be recruited. Our new barbarian tribesman was ready to go, but unfortunately there wasn't anything I could do with this alpaca right now. So we decided to leave it while we tried to head back to base. We ran into a little bit of trouble on the way back, but this new barbarian is so much stronger than anything that we've had before. that it wasn't too much of a worry, and we managed to successfully get this tribesman back at our base. I noticed just at the front of our base there was a giant alligator here. Now, we couldn't have that around our base, so I had to kill it. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to win this fight, but I'm glad we did. Day 21, and it's time to get serious in the name of progress. And nothing's more serious than having a farm in a survival game. I placed this farm down, but I had no idea on how to use it. So instead, I went back to the north to go and see if the alpaca had fully grown up yet. It seemed like it had, but then I ran into a little bit of trouble. What is that? Oh my god, it's a freaking jaguar. Run, run, run. Let's go, 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 go. Thankfully, it's a little bit distracted. Thank you, Tapirs. I managed to somehow escape, but then I ended up at the front of the barbarian encampment, and I'd much rather fight these guys than a jaguar right now. Wait, forget that. The jaguar wants to fight us anyway. Oh, man. Fight those guys. Fight the barbarians, you stupid jaguar. No. Have I mentioned how badly I hate jaguars in this game? I arrived back at my stuff and then saw that the jaguars were fighting the barbarians, and the jaguar was winning. I left it alone. After all, I'm only really here for this alpaca. Now, you might be wondering why I decided to relight this campfire. That's because while I was here, I figured I might as well try and get myself another tribesperson. I'm not picky, I just need some more workers around my base, so this guy's gonna have to do. I tried recruiting some more, but they tend to die. There were some people trapped in these cages. I broke the cage down to see what would happen, and nothing. They didn't fight me or anything, they just walked out of the cage. It would have been pretty cool if they just joined our tribe. After all, I did free them. It's okay though, I guess. There's other people that I can try and take, which was going kind of fine until they started trying to fight me. I think I accidentally hit someone when they got in my way. I ended up deterring another barbarian and one of the barbarians that got captured. Then I brought both of these over to the campfire. Then I force-fed them some broth and then just had to wait until they were ready to be recruited. Whilst we waited though, I put a saddle on the back of this alpaca and began riding it. It's kind of cute, but also very ridiculous. Whilst we waited for the new recruits to, well, be recruitable, I went back to the barbarian copper mine to go and collect some resources. I figured I might as well. We have time to kill anyway. After collecting a whole bunch of copper, we came back to our barbarians and recruited them to our tribe. These two that we got back to base, I named Michelle and Bodhi. Bodhi's going to be one to look out for in this entire 100 days. Later on, he's pretty damn cool. Running these guys back and forwards to the base is a bit of a pain in the butt. You can't take them all at once. You can only take them one at a time. Not only is it time consuming, it can be kind of risky as well. Oh, no. Oh, no, bro. We only narrowly escaped that situation with our lives. Unfortunately, our tribesmen didn't make it. We now have 3 of our own tribespeople. Hopefully, we can keep these guys alive long enough to actually help out around this place. I then spend the rest of this day harvesting enough resources, crafting a bunch of the basics, so that we can start thriving in this 100 days. Next, I crafted this weapon crafting bench part 1. What is this thing exactly? Well, it's a piece that you can add onto your weapons bench, if you have enough space to add it on, that is, that then allows you to start crafting some better weapons. Now, I'm trying to get me these bronze jewel blades. We got a little bit of work ahead of us before we could use these bronze jewel blades though. Our base might seem big, but to me it feels a little cramped. That's why I'm adding these foundations to kind of widen the space a little bit more. Sometimes I get a little bit bored of doing monotonous and boring things in survival games, like right now. And that's when I found this little barbarian camp. This is really close to our base, which might seem like a bit of a pain, but it's really not. Why, you might ask? Well, that means we can just recruit some people quite easily that are close to our base, as long as I don't kill them first. Damn it. Stupid bleed damage. This camp is literally like meters away from our base, giving us pretty easy access to some barbarians. Next, I ventured back down to the river to do some more exploring. I then killed this alligator and turned it into a nice handbag, and I found a cave full of copper ore. But more importantly, I wanted to discover this top part of the map here, which means I'm probably gonna have to climb up this rock face, which should be pretty simple, right? Wrong. I didn't have enough stamina to get up there all the way. I kept trying and eventually I made it up there. But once I got up there, I noticed that there was a black jaguar. This is called the Beast's Lair. Nope, nope, nope. That's a nope moment. I do not want to fight that guy right now. We made it up onto this little plateau here and I was trying to keep my distance. The last thing I wanted to hear was this. Luckily, it was only a boar and we can deal with boars. Unfortunately though, we can't deal with these guys. Yeah, that's a black jaguar. They wreck us. I had no hope in that situation. There was no way I could fight that thing. Back at base, I jumped on the back of my alpaca and started heading back to go get our stuff. This was easier said than done though, as we couldn't kind of figure out how to get down there easily. I ended up finding my way around, which attracted some attention from some unwanted pigs. Thankfully, the janky climbing mechanics came in handy and we got away. Oh, and our alpaca ended up making it up here as well. Our stuff was within arm's length when we got attacked by a horned eagle. I managed to make it back a second time, but as we tried to make our escape, the horned eagle got us. The third time lucky, can we get out of here and make our escape? The answer is yes. We made it back to base nice and safe. Oh, and I finally made myself some bronze jewel blades as well. Every time I fail at something out in the wild, I tend to just come back and work on my base. At least this is something that I can do successfully. Kinda. Again, making this place wider was the goal. And here's a quick little montage, I guess. This place is super unfinished, but it'll do the job for now. Day 25, and I'm still trying to figure out how to use these farming plots. I tried forcing my tribesmen to work on it, but that didn't seem to work. But it wasn't until I looked in the building workshop that I figured it out. You need to make this granary. I have no idea what this is, but we can instruct our tribespeople to work on it. We set Bodhi to work on the farms. Hopefully he does a good job, because I have no idea what I'm doing. In the builder's workshop, I made a bunch of wooden walls and wooden floors. These pieces are just a little bit better than the thatch pieces that we had been using. Our roof was almost complete, but we ran into a stability issue. So we needed to place some pillars in, just so we could place in these final pieces of the roof. Yeah, I think it's come together. That's the base. I finished this day off by crafting these big metal storage chests and these parrot stand things that we never end up using. I thought I was going to be able to trap one of these parrots, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. The morning of day 26, I went to go check to see if our crops were doing anything, and I think they are. I mean, that looks like a plant, right? I then went to our cooking pot to make some alpaca feed. You need corn in order to make this, and yeah, that's why we need the farm to grow quickly. I can't have our lovely fluffy mountain die on us from hunger. Next, I traveled over to this copper cave that we found earlier, so we could obviously stock up on some copper. Then I went back to the bottom of the waterfall to pick up some more tin so we could start stocking up on some of these metal ingots. Later in the day, I jumped on the back of our alpaca and then started going exploring. I actually had a specific destination in mind that I wanted to go and check out. That was this place right here. This big ancient pyramid is where we can find our first boss. On the odd chance that we might die, I placed down a campfire nearby. I left the alpaca near the campfire because I didn't want it to die as well. Then I ran into this thing. It seems to be some sort of arena. I was unsure how this worked. I kind of just thought that the boss was going to be here, but instead we found an altar. And in this altar, you need to feed it some tributes, and then you can summon the boss. There's 3 different levels: Fierce, Berserk, and Doom. I currently didn't have any of these tributes, so I couldn't summon it in. But before I left, I went to go and investigate the pyramid a little further. There's a door that we could open. It was just kind of locked. I suppose we need to defeat the boss first before we can get through there. Day 27, and we haven't made our way back to base just yet. Instead, I stopped in at this barbarian encampment. This was a little bit closer to our original base, and some of these guys were a lower level, so I figured this might be a little bit easier for us. There was also a farm here with a lot of crops in it, so I was definitely leaving here with something. I managed to attract all the attention of the guards at the front of the gates, and things got very overwhelming very quickly. When I got the opportunity, I made sure to back away and then come back when I was ready. This time, it was a little 1v1, and instead of killing her, I deterred her. I then entered this village, scanned the area to make sure there wasn't too many people around so I wasn't overwhelmed again, and started getting to work getting rid of some of the locals. I got this bow and arrow from some tribesmen that I managed to kill. I wanted to try it out. It's okay. I don't love it because the aim's kind of weird, but hey, it's cool. In these rather large villages, if you go into some of these huts, there's always a chest there that you can loot. What you get out of the chest can vary, but sometimes it can be good. I scanned the area and noticed that there was a lot of enemies around. One started investigating me, so I pounced on him and absolutely murdered his face. That's when a whole bunch of barbarians started chasing me. It was time to go now. Oh, and I stole a whole heap of their crops. There was a whole bunch of pumpkin. This cotton would be handy for being able to craft some gear later. And we got ourselves a bunch of potatoes. We then grabbed our alpaca and then left. I didn't forget that we deterred that barbarian, but it was such a long ride home that I kind of didn't feel like carrying her the entire way. Once I arrived back at base, I chucked all of this cotton into the loom here and started crafting this yarn. And a lot of my armor was broken, so I put that in the repair bench and started repairing it. Day 28, we made this uncrafting bench. What is an uncrafting bench? Basically, it uncrafts stuff and turns it into its basic resources. Like this necklace that we don't need can uncraft into, I don't know, basic stone or something. I then crafted this bronze fire pit that I could use on our normal fire pit to upgrade it to obviously the bronze fire pit. What does this do exactly? Well, at this point in the game, I didn't know, but we do find out that it does do something different later. Crazy thing is though, once we upgraded our fire pit, this weird stranger walked into our base. Excuse me, random person? What are you doing in my house? Where are you going? As if you just come in here and then just run away. Okay, random person. You're gonna have to die. I wasn't too sure what this lady was doing here, but she didn't last long, and we got some free loot out of her. We've now been cooking some metal long enough that we can now craft ourselves some bronze armor. I ordered my tribesman Bodhi to get onto crafting this gear, so that I could go and do some other things, like maybe try and recruit some more tribespeople. We managed to deter one, and I brought another one out into the front, just to kind of separate it from the rest of the tribespeople. But a jaguar didn't want us to have any fun. I returned a little bit later when the jaguar had gone and managed to deter another tribesperson. Now we have 2 tribespeople successfully knocked out. Oh, and whilst I was here, I stole another alpaca. I figured I might as well, right? Like, yeah. It's there. I made my way back to base with one of our recruited tribespeople and our alpaca in hand. I'm well known for things dying whilst in my care, so having extra people and extra alpacas, it's gonna come in handy. Day 29, we returned to go get the other guy that we had knocked out. He wasn't quite ready to come back with us just yet. So whilst we waited, I killed some time by going to spar some of the local villagers. They were all pretty happy to give me a helping hand in killing some time. But after a little bit of fun, we finally got our tribesmen. Oh, and I picked up an alpaca while we're here as well. You really can't have too many, because what if they die? Like, it happens. Oh, and Bodhi managed to make our armor. This is our brand new bronze set armor. Now that we have a couple new tribesmen, I made sure to name these guys. The skinny gentleman, his name's gonna be Anthony. This guy sitting by the fire, we name him Jeff. This little lady, her name is gonna be Anita Mann. And this lady, and this lovely lady, we named Les B. Ann. As your character levels up, you can allocate different points to different attributes. I'm speccing this character towards agility so he's stronger with his jewel blades. I'm in the SoulMask Discord and I was kind of stuck on a few different things on this game. So I went in there and asked a few questions on how to kind of progress and do some stuff, and that's when I learned this. Bonfires actually can sit on foundations. This whole time I thought it always had to be on the ground. I'm just glad that now that this place kind of looks a lot better. Except for when random people appear in my base again. I don't understand their weird obsession with my bonfire. My tribes lady Anita made me a dining table. This is a place that we could store all of our food so all of our tribespeople can eat whenever they need. She had also made us this logging yard. This is a place that we can set a tribesperson, like Jeff here, to go and collect some wood from the jungle around us. Finally, we made this breeding farm. I kind of didn't know how it worked at this point. We do figure it out a little bit later, but what I'm doing with it right now, it isn't it. Also, now that we're fully equipped with bronze armor and bronze swords, I wanted to go test it out on an enemy that's been giving us a lot of trouble. Yes, this jaguar. It was already in a fight, so it was kind of distracted, so I went in to start slicing and dicing, and I managed to kill our very first jaguar. Yes, I could finally kill jaguars. I freaking hate them. Day 30, we returned back to the barbarian encampment to the north. That's when we saw the strangest thing. Oh, what the frick? Yeah, seems like this barbarian encampment is getting raided. I placed down another campfire just in case we died again, then started heading into this place. There was a whole bunch of loot boxes laying around. Seems as though that the invasion has been quite successful so far. I'm a little bit into this village already and I still haven't fought anybody. By the way, our boy Anthony's with us right now. My goal is to get all the way through this village and complete it. I mean, I could take down jaguars now, so surely getting through this place is going to be kind of easy. Well, so I thought. That was until we got to this first boss. Yes, first boss. There's 2 bosses in this village. This is the big mama jama right here. The tribal chief, Rock Guardian. Oh yeah, and Anthony just died. Anthony went down. No. Anthony was my best guy. Now that Anthony has left us, I was feeling a little bit less confident because this Rock Guardian was kind of hard. I did my best to heal up and then I went back into fight. Somehow I got lucky enough to defeat this guy. Once you defeat this one guy, if you go in the hut that he was standing in, he has a couple big chests that you can loot. The stuff in here can vary. It can sometimes be good, sometimes be bad. You never know. But then there's the second boss. He had 2 people guarding him, so I wanted to take one out before I could fight him. Unfortunately, he got a little bit interested, so he came in to fight as well. And he does some damage. I took out one of his guards and then chased him down to try and take him out. Then his other guard came in and he wanted to play as well. This 2v1 situation wasn't in my favor at all. I was getting absolutely hammered. And yeah. He finished the job in spectacular fashion. When I returned though, all I wanted was to pick up my gear and get out of there really quick. This was fun and all, but I clearly wasn't ready to be able to fight the main boss right now. We had lost our boy Anthony and we had looted a bunch of good stuff. So I think it's probably time for us to leave. Day 31, we went to go check our logging yard to go see what we had gathered. And so far, this is a nice little haul. I then ran inside because I wanted to test something out. I wanted to know if farming plots can go on foundations. And yes, they can. That is why right now I'm building another plot of land that's going to be our farm. Stupid rock, get out of my way. Yep, there we go. This whole platform here is going to be our farmland. I wanted to do it on top of these foundations to make this place look a little neater and easier to kind of control. The breeding farm's going to go here as well. The next day, I went out animal trapping. Yes, I wanted to try and capture myself one of them jaguars. I saw that you could craft a panther saddle, which I assume is a jaguar saddle, and I'd love one of them as my mount. Problem is, this jaguar that we kept following kept walking away from us. But with a bit of patience and some wall hacks, we were able to witness it get caught in our trap. Oh, is it in there? Is it in there? I think it's stuck in there. I'm too scared to go and check. Let me... Oh, I think it's stuck. I hope it's stuck. Hey, you're definitely stuck in there. Nice. All right, how do I capture you now? Okay, no, that's not working. No, that's working at all. Yeah, so it turns out this isn't how you capture a jaguar that you intend to turn into a mount. It is a pretty easy way to kill them though, with very low risk. Anyways, I had to turn to the good old YouTube to figure this out. My homie Whack4863 has a video on this that teaches you exactly how to get yourself a jaguar mount. I highly suggest going to check out his channel. He has a ton of guides and stuff and teaches you how to play this game. But basically what you need to do is you need to go up to these little glowing things on the ground. They're jaguar footprints. Once you interact with them enough times, a female jaguar will appear. Now all we need to do is just keep an eye on her. Wait for her to attack some prey. She will then eat that prey and then she will begin returning home. We need to make sure that we keep our distance and stay out of her line of sight, because if she decides to attack us, this could all be over. Also, it turns out that her home is right next to our base, but once she finally returns home, you should be able to scan the area and there'll be a baby jaguar close by. Then all you need to do is trap the baby jaguar in one of these traps. Not scare it obviously, because then it'll run away and then that's bad. This whole thing can be quite a lengthy process, especially when you're trying to avoid Mama. We don't really want her to attack us right now, but if you're patient enough, you'll get your jaguar. I think it trapped it. I think we got it. We got the jaguar. I think. Fuck, I don't really know what happens now. I was scared to place this thing down because I didn't want it to run away. So I made some doors on our base. Then I placed it down, saw the blue writing on its head and knew it was ours. Now we just need to wait for it to grow up. Day 33, I went to go check our traps and saw that we had an adult jaguar in one of them. I thought I was being nice by releasing it back into the wild, but it tried to attack me, so I had to do what I had to do. We're starting to run low on a little bit of resources, particularly metal. So once again, we ran back over to this copper mine and took out the locals and harvested up a bunch of copper. Oh, and while I was here, I figured I'd try and get another tribes person. I mean, I might as well, right? We're gonna be here mining for a while, so we can mine while we wait for the tribes person to wake up. Day 34 and our new tribes person is awake. We just gotta try and get this guy back to base safely. Thinking back on this, I should have just jumped on my mount and ran for it, because we did have some close calls at times, but we eventually made it back safely. Oh, and our jaguar is fully grown up as well. This new barbarian, I named him Tony. We really need to discover some new lands. Like I mentioned earlier, the map in this game is massive. The rainforest biome is only one part of it. So we've come over here to the mangroves area on the map with the goal of finding some barbarian scouts so we can uncover more of the map. We managed to get our hands on this one and successfully unlock the mangroves. We continue heading west. We want to cross this big river here because this area looks like a whole different world. We came across another barbarian camp, but these guys were a much higher level than we've ever faced before. Side note, we also found where alpacas spawn naturally. We're so far away from our base that I didn't want to die out here and lose all of our stuff, so I placed down a campfire just in case. Like I mentioned, these guys are a much higher level, so hopefully we can get the information we need out of this barbarian scout without us dying. This was going to be a little bit harder than expected though. We had to run away a couple times. I tried one more time, but it just wasn't happening for us. Instead, I just jumped on the back of my alpaca and just started exploring to see what we could find. We might not be able to unlock this part of the map, but we should get a good idea of the area. We then encountered some wolves. Now, I went in to fight these guys. I was really hoping that they weren't going to dominate us. These big dogs were vicious. Way too vicious for us to fight right now. Once again, we had to run away. Problem is, they caught up to us and ended our lives. Luckily, the run wasn't too far for us to get our stuff back, and we managed to down one wolf. I wanted to harvest it to see if we could gather anything different, but it's mostly the same kind of materials that you get from jaguars or, you know, most other creatures. Moving on, we kept exploring. There was definitely more lands to discover. Then we found this. Oh, we got another teleporter. Indeed, we found another portal. Now we can link this back to the rainforest, which means we can come back and forth as we please. It's quite a simple process as well. All you need to do is stand in the center of this portal, spend 250 mask energy, and poof, you're back in the rainforest. Can't lie, I thought it was going to take us ages to get back to base running with our alpaca. Day 36 begins with us harvesting a bunch of clay. Why are we doing this? Well, basically because we can't command anybody else to do it, so we have to. Also, our crops have been growing kind of slowly, and sometimes not at all. I realized I needed some fertilizer to help move it along, so I created this fertilizer bucket, but then I realized the main ingredient for a lot of this fertilizer is feces, which also means we're going to need to get ourselves an animal farm. I craft up some capybara feed and some turkey feed so we can go out and trap ourselves some animals. I'm gonna need somewhere to house these guys, so these animal pens should do the trick. Now all I need to do is capture ourselves some babies, which is easier said than done. They tend to run away from us when we get inside. I wanted to slaughter the parents because I didn't want them to get trapped in the traps that we were making. We saw a little baby turkey all by itself. I placed down this trap, then I hid behind this tree. Then we just patiently waited until this little turkey got caught in our trap. Get in there. Get in there. Are you in? Go, go, go. Yes, you're gonna get trapped. Go, go, go. Yes, yes, yes. We got ourselves a baby turkey. And just like that, we secured ourselves our own baby turkey. We then repeated this process with this baby capybara. I made sure to stay out of sight. If you get in their line of sight, they tend to run away. That's why I'm backing up right now. But after a little bit of patience, we landed ourselves a baby capybara. Well, I think it's a baby. It's a big ass baby. Day 37, whilst I was tending to our little baby animals, we got jumped by a jaguar. This could be a problem if they spawn so close. We now have one of each animal. So I set my boy Bodhi here to look after these animals, whilst I go and put a panther saddle on the back of my jaguar. Now we have one of the fastest mounts in the game. I'm fast as boy. Can you attack? Can you hit anything? Nothing? Damn. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that the jaguars could attack. I mean, they do mess me up when I'm out in the wilds. I figured I could ride them and attack at the same time. Unfortunately, you can't in this game. Yet. I noticed we're a little bit low on some tribes people. I thought we had more. So I checked our clan log and noticed that I only have 4 tribes people. Look, throughout this playthrough, I lose a lot of our tribes people and I didn't even know how. Sometimes I forget to feed them. Sometimes jaguars come in and kill them. My bad. Anyways, I had plans on filling up our turkey pen. There was another baby turkey nearby our base, so I placed a trap down nearby it. Then we caught this little turkey and placed it in the animal pen. Day 38, I jumped on the back of our jaguar, instructed Tony to follow us, and made our way over to this barbarian village. My goal in this adventure was quite simple. Defeat every tribesperson in this village and loot all of their belongings. We've been grinding away at this game so far for a while that we should be strong enough to be able to get through most of these guys. I made sure to take out this fire beacon. The last thing we needed was a whole bunch of enemies coming at us at once. We were making our way through this encampment, defeating enemies one by one. Having Tony with us was a massive help. Everything was going well until we got to the first boss. He had a whole bunch of guards people around him, so trying to get to him was difficult whilst trying to get through all of these guys. And man, did this tribe chief pack a punch. Oh my lord, he absolutely broke through my defense. I tried my best to keep my health up, but he was doing some serious damage to Tony. I went back in to fight, but I wasn't quite doing enough damage to make a difference. But the worst thing happened to me. I went into attack and my bronze dual blades broke. No. Not a good time for that to break. I managed to loot another pair of dual blades, but they weren't quite hitting like my bronze blades were. This was a tight battle, but I went in for our final attack and I defeated the boss. Tony went down in the process, but luckily we could rescue him and get him back up. Before I could loot the body of this boss, I had to get rid of these other tribes people that were around. I must have got a little bit overconfident because out of nowhere, I got dropped. I needed Tony to come and pick me up, but first we had to wait and hope that he would defeat this other barbarian. Luckily, he got the win. Now, Tony, come get me, please. Come over here. I'm down. Come and get me, bro. Yeah, good man. Good man. Good man. Now, I did consider moving on up to try and defeat the other boss, but I didn't really feel too confident without my bronze dual blades. Instead, we stole a bunch of their crops and returned back to base so we could repair our equipment. Day 39, myself and Tony returned back to this village. I really wanted to complete it, but unfortunately, all the tribes people here had respawned, so we had to make our way through it just like we did before. We had done this once, so I figured this was going to be kind of easy, or at least we understood how to do it, which also meant I got a little bit overconfident. We made it back to this boss all fine, and between me and Tony, we were doing a pretty decent amount of damage, but somehow the boss absolutely murked Tony and ended his life. He almost got me too. The poison damage was becoming too much, but I managed to heal myself just in time and got my butt out of there. Sometimes you just need to be honest with yourself and know your limit. Day 40 and I ran back up to this barbarian village because we're running kind of low on tribes people. And because this place is so close to our base and we're a lot stronger, it just kind of makes sense for us to farm tribes people from here. We're currently at the stage of the game where we can have up to 13 tribes people. And at the rate that I'm going currently, I tend to kill them way too easily. So having a bunch more might make things a little bit easier for us. We now have 8 different tribes people. 5 of them are brand new. And of course, they're all going to need names. We have Jeremy, Theodore, Reese. This gentleman we named Hugh Jass. Unfortunately, whilst I was naming that particular tribes person, 2 of our other tribes people died. Unfortunately, a jaguar snuck back into our base and killed our lesbian and one of the tribes people we just got. Day 41, I built this water well. I noticed that a lot of my tribes people weren't taking water from the river, so I think they need this in order to be able to get water for themselves. I then extended this area right here. I'd like to extend this and add some more farm plots eventually, so that we could grow other crops. I discovered that you could create your own tribe in this game. I'm guessing this is so you can play with your friends and stuff. I went ahead and named my tribe Subscribe. You see what I did there? yeah, please go and subscribe. My friend Jeremy here has some pretty decent stats, so I put all of my gear on him and switched over to him to play as him. We went to go hunt some of the local wildlife so we could upgrade our dual blade proficiency. You see, in this game, once you get to a certain point, you're better off playing as a different tribesperson, because depending on that tribesperson, they can get better talents and have a chance of getting some really good stats compared to the main character that you start with. So I took Jeremy out to go and train his skills up. I figured this big barbarian village would be the perfect place. There is one massive problem though that I didn't know at this time. If the tribesperson that you're playing as dies, that tribesperson then is now lost forever. There's only one tribesperson that survives no matter what, and that's your main character that you start with. Since we lost Jeremy, I had to recruit a person to replace him, especially now that we know that it's so risky running around as them. This will definitely change how we play the game moving forward. This red-headed lady was quite tough. So tough indeed that I really wanted to make sure I could get her a part of my tribe. This was a little bit harder than I thought it was gonna be, but in the end, we got the job done. We ended up with 3 more tribespeople. Again, they keep dying on us, and especially now that we have to play as them to progress, we're gonna need quite a few of them. Day 42, I really wanted to test myself by trying to defeat this elite jaguar. It only seems to be a low level, but it is an elite, so I imagine it could be quite difficult. It wasn't that difficult at all. Now, sometimes you can collect that head specimen, but in this situation, we couldn't because we haven't unlocked a certain achievement. But when you butcher it, you do get a whole bunch of items that we haven't discovered yet. The ruins right behind it had this weird tablet attached to it. We could read the inscription and we unlocked some achievement, strength it's called. I don't know what this does exactly. If you do know, let me know in the comments below. It was all fun and games slaying some jaguars, but now the tribespeople that we had knocked out are now ready to head on home. This beautiful redhead lady, we named Addison. I've been watching the show Grey's Anatomy lately, and she looks like Addison from that show. And this bald lady, we named her Allegra. I don't know where I got that name, but it sounds kind of cool, right? And finally, this little tribesman, we named Sammy. Next, I placed down this excavation pit. You can use this to instruct your tribespeople to go and mine some stone and rocks and, you know, flint and all the stuff that's around the area. I noticed that my huge ass got stuck underneath this foundation, so I had to move him out of the way, and then the water well to make sure he doesn't keep getting stuck here. I finished this day off by adding some more farm plots to this area. I decided I wanted to grow some aloe plants so we could start making some medicine items. Oh, and I finally made this kiln. We could have done this a long time ago, but I only just did it now. In this, we can craft charcoal and lime. Charcoal is a pretty important ingredient for a lot of this game, so it's good to have around. Day 43, we rushed over to the Flint tribe village again. This time, we came over for a very important reason. They captured one of our tribespeople. Sammy? What are you doing over there? You need to come home right now. We couldn't sneak in and get her out. She was located right next to the last boss. And we know what happened last time we tried to attempt to get to that boss. So we came back to base to try and rethink our strategy. Currently, out of all the tribespeople that we have, our best fighter is Addison. I'm gonna need a really strong tribesperson to be able to fight through and get Sammy back. But first, we're gonna have to train up some of her skills. The local village is a good place to smash and bash some people so we can upgrade our skills. A big reason why Addison is one of our strongest, see here, this red part next to her name? That's an indication that she can have certain abilities that make her better than most other tribespeople. I was out and about in the rainforest training up some of her skills. Then we got attacked by another jaguar. It looked like we were about to die, but my jaguar ran away. I ran after my jaguar so I could jump on it and escape. We got on it, we started riding away, and got trapped by this cliff face here. And then Addison died. So yeah, it doesn't really look like we're going to get Sammy back anytime soon. I did make this brewing stand. This is a place that you can make poisons, but most importantly, some medicines. I'm in some real need to get ourselves a decent warrior. Someone that can fight, someone that can help us progress. So once again, we're back at this village trying to get our hands on one of those guys. At this point of the game, I had no idea how to tell if they were a good fighter or not. We do figure out how to tell a little bit later though. Well, actually a lot later. But for now, we're just relying on pure luck to try and get us a decent fighter. We've gotten our hands on 3 more tribespeople, but honestly, for me, that wasn't quite enough. Doesn't hurt to get another one. It's all fun and games until we have to run them all the way back to base. This part of the game is a massive pain in the ass. You can name them in the tribe menu here. It's a bit easier. We now have Alfie, Angel, Peter, and Ian. None of them are particularly strong fighters. Currently, our strongest fighter is this lady here, Anita Man. I kind of didn't want to have to waste her because she is our strongest, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Because she'd been at our base just working around the place, she actually upgraded passively, and she is actually quite strong. So with that, I took her back down to the Flint Barbarian village and began our assault. I made sure to take out the barbarian that could alert everyone, and then take out this flame altar thing. Fighting our way through here with Anita Man has been tough, but I think we can manage to do this as long as we're patient. We only want to fight people one-on-one. Man's went flying in the air. We do not want to get overwhelmed. So what I did was knock out one of the tribes people and made him mine. This way we have a companion that can help us out, and we didn't have to waste somebody that we had back at base. I can already tell playing as Anita has made a massive difference. She has a much better defense and definitely does more damage. We had to escape the village really quickly. Now you might be wondering why. For one, I wanted to pull away our tribesperson that was with us in there fighting. And two, this place was getting invaded. Yeah, look at all these other people that just came out of nowhere. I don't think we would survive that if we were fighting. Instead, I managed to pull a couple away so I could finish them off 1v1. Well, actually, it was more like a 2v1, thanks to our new friend here. We eventually made it all the way to the final boss. And this humongous Amazonian woman was so damn tough. We managed to take down some of her minions, and she took down my Flint tribe barbarian. We got her down to just over half health, and all we need to do is just defeat this lady so we can free our girl Sammy. She has a spear and she's tall, so her reach is massive. We had a few close calls, because if she lifted her shield up just a little bit, we got stunned. I tried my best to get enough distance so I could heal myself up with some bandages. Luckily, she was a little bit slow, so we got to do that. I ran around this arena a couple times so we could heal back up and then rush back in for the attack. I had no idea what I was doing. I was trying to stay safe and away because she could easily kill us and finish us with the amount of health we had left. And then somehow our barbarian friend got back up. This was definitely our opportunity to seal the deal and finish this girl. Well, after I get up from being stunned again. With the companion keeping this boss busy, I took this opportunity as a chance to heal up. Once I was finally healed a little bit, I went back into this fight. Between me and my companion here, we managed to do quite a bit of damage. She was knocked out and her back was turned. This was our opportunity to strike. We had successfully defeated the rainforest ruler. She dropped some pretty decent loot. We can't use it right now because we're kind of beyond this, but it was good for its time. Most importantly, we got to save our girl Sammy. After further investigation, I realized that they have like a sacrificial altar here. I think this was meant for Sammy. I'm glad we got to her in time. Also, there's a couple of these advanced storage boxes located around the altar with some pretty decent loot in it, I guess. Not only did we get to defeat this big boss lady, but we scored ourselves a new tribesperson. Actually, it was two of them. I had another person knocked out at the front of here too. We got our new tribespeople back to base successfully, and as luck would have it, one of them's a red tribesperson. We've reached the part of the game that we can upgrade our base into stone, but it's quite a long process. So we got Bodhi onto that task now. It's day 46 now, and we're still recovering from quite a chaotic day yesterday. But we've got a rather important task to complete today. We just have to do a little bit of travel, myself and Anita Man here, and we have to watch out for these things. Holy crap! He came out of nowhere. Oh, thanks for your help there, Anita. You did absolutely nothing. Now, this next task that we're doing requires us to set up this campfire because we're likely going to die. Now, you might be thinking, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, we're actually going to go and fight the saber. Now, I would have started this fight today, but I was kind of scared. I went AFK. I had to go poop. That's how scared I was. Instead, we summoned this overgrown pussycat in on day 47. As soon as the saber saw us, it went to attack our friend here. I went in and did a couple slices and realized I wasn't doing a lot of damage. I don't know how this is going to fare for us. Anita Man was taking a lot of the damage. I was just doing my best to help out. Fortunately for us, my jewel blades did a lot of bleed damage. We got the saber down to under half its health, and then Anita Man died. She didn't even get taken down. She died. Now it was just a 1v1 with all of the attention of the saber focused on me. I tried my best to take my time to heal up whilst the saber was stalking me. This somehow worked. I tried to jump in to attack it, but it hit me. Close range combat on this thing was kind of difficult. But thankfully, the bleed damage was doing a lot of damage and helping us out. It only had a little bit of health left, so I made sure to time my attacks correctly. It would leap forward and I'd try and get out of its way, run up behind it, and finish the job. We lost Anita Man in this fight. Oh no, we also lost our jaguar as well. Oh no, that's a fat rip. Oh, may you rest in peace, friend. With the saber defeated, I made sure to harvest its body because this is where you can get some interesting items like the saber-tooth predator fang, the saber-tooth predator key, a bleeding mod, and a bunch of other cool things. Now, the saber-tooth predator key gives us access to this pyramid, which holds a couple loot chests full of green crystals and sunstones, but most importantly, this mysterious stone table that allows us to unlock a new ability called mimicry. Ooh, we opened it. Oh, it's taking our mask. We're getting cool new mask powers. Yeah. Okay, was that it? Oh, there was another one of these tablet things here that you could read the inscriptions. And we got the Night Hunter achievement Again, I have no idea what this does. Maybe it's just achievements and doesn't really mean much. Anyways, with our cheetah dead, we had to set off on the longest run back to base ever. It literally took us the whole rest of this day. With 2 major victories in the last couple of days, we've been making some pretty decent progress, but I also think it's time that we discover some new lands properly this time. So we came back over to this barbarian camp and I threw some poo at them. The idea being to only get one person's attention at a time. This guy was pretty damn strong, but we managed to take him out. We managed to test the waters with that one guy, so I figured maybe we could take on all 3 of these guys. Boy, was I wrong. I had to get out of there real quick before I died. I quickly hid behind this rock and healed up, then ran back in to try and fight these 2 alone. Maybe a 2v1 could work. And I was right, we managed to take these guys out, which only left us with this barbarian scout. The fact that this scout was a level 30 was kind of intimidating, but we got the information that we required and got to see a whole new part of this map that we unlocked. I was pretty happy with unlocking that new part of the map, but my blades are broken, so we had to come back to base. Also, we now have a hot tub. Yeah, we made this so that all of our tribes people would be like happier or something. I don't know. Also, whilst we've been busy out in the wild, Bodhi had been hard at work making these stone foundations. We were also able to make a whole bunch of stone walls as well. This all already looks heaps better now that we have a whole base made of stone. Look at that, that's amazing. Next, I returned back to this rainforest teleporter to teleport over to the hills portal, because really close by to this portal are some llamas, and llamas are amazing mounts. Oops, sorry, Mr. Alpaca. Damn, I almost killed you. Capturing one of these llamas was going to be kind of difficult because you can't build too close to the portal. But with a little bit of patience and persistence, we managed to set down this trap, place some llama feed in it, hide in this bush, and then watch a freaking adult llama go into the trap. Fortunately, I was smart enough to have multiple traps on us at this time. So with a little bit of patience, with a lot of patience, like a lot of patience, we were able to watch this baby llama get caught in our trap. Just like that, we managed to secure ourselves the llama. Well, that is if we can get it back to base safely. The run back to base in the rainforest isn't too far, but it can come with risks. We just have to avoid all of them by scanning the area. But hey, luckily for us, we did it. We got this llama back to our new stone base. Doesn't this place look nice? My building skills aren't very great, but hey, I think it's practical at least. To finish this day off, I placed down some more of these metal chests. You might be wondering, what are those symbols on the front of those chests? Well, basically, you can sort them into different categories, whether it's plants, minerals, animals, weapons, and etc. Once they're sorted into those categories, all of your workers will pull items from them and place items in them that suit those categories. It also makes it easier to find stuff. There's so many different variations of items in this game that it can kind of get confusing. Day 50, and we took over the body of one of our tribes people, Tatum. I know I didn't introduce you guys to Tatum already, but we get heaps of tribes members through this entire playthrough that sometimes I might forget or miss it. Anyways, Tatum's hopefully going to be a pretty strong contender for this playthrough, so we went out to go and train up some of her skills. Also, our aloe farm had been growing a ton of aloe, so I began crafting up a bunch of this aloe juice so you can get a small amount of health back immediately without it having to come back over time. We didn't do much else this day. We're kind of just waiting for this llama to grow up so we can go on to do some pretty cool things. It's now day 55 and guess who's all grown up? Yes, it's our llama. This llama is going to be our main mount from now on. I placed a saddle on him, but the main reason why these guys are so great is the fact that you can add this attachment to it. Now, what is that attachment exactly? Basically, if I was to knock out a tribesperson extremely far away from my base, I can place that tribesperson on the back of my llama and ride him all the way home without having to worry about, well, anything like this, without me knowing my huge ass was killed by a jaguar. I didn't even realize this happened. Damn, can't believe my huge ass got rammed by a jaguar. Next, I returned back to the teleporter with my big ass llama. We're heading to the hills area so we can try and get some higher level tribes people and do some exploring as well. We're playing as one of our stronger tribes people, so we're getting through some of these barbarian camps quite easily and are able to get the information out of these barbarian scouts kind of easy. We checked out this next part of the map and found that there's another pyramid nearby. We'll check that out a little bit later, but it was nice to see that we had unlocked a big chunk of this map. We continued heading south to see what we could discover. Stumbled across another barbarian camp with a barbarian scout inside it, completely annihilated some of the locals, and gathered some more information about this map. I managed to knock out one of these barbarians as well, then placed him right on the back of our llama. Oh, how epic is that? Now all we gotta do is just run him back to base, I guess. And that's exactly what we did. We ran him back to the teleporter, back through the rainforest safely, and landed this barbarian back at our base. Day 52, we switched into the body of this barbarian that we just recruited. Man's way stronger. Indeed, he is way stronger. But to ensure that he does get much more stronger, we took him out to go and level up some of his skills. Now, of course, we couldn't play as this guy and not name him. I decided to name him Angus. I took Angus and I went back down to the river with the goal of slaying a whole bunch of these giant alligators. We need to to harvest a bunch of their skin so that I could make some of this thick leather. Next, I crafted and placed down this worktop. It's basically like a better cooking station. Then we used the portal to go back to the hills area with the goal of capturing and recruiting some new tribespeople, or at least unlocking new parts of the map. This is the wetlands. As you can see, there's a lot of water, so it's very wet. We managed to get our hands on this level 31 barbarian, place her on the back of the llama, and race her back to the portal, then drop her off back at base. This could be a long process. There's a lot of running around in this game. Day 53, I decided to make a few little changes around our base. I just made things a little bit neater, like moving this log yard over and changed these stairs into stone stairs. I think it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I then went to go investigate the next boss arena. We're over midway through this challenge and we still haven't fought the second boss yet. This swampy area is where we'll find the purple frog. I brought this follower over with me because I did intend to fight this frog, but once you enter the arena, you start taking poison damage, so we had to leave real quick. Allegra already lost half of her health and we weren't even in there very long. We're gonna have to rethink this situation and return later when we can resist the poison damage. Since we're already out here with a follower, I decided to do some more exploration north. It seems like we might have discovered a lot of this map, but I'm telling you, we haven't discovered even half of it yet. I found a camp with a bunch of outcasts in it. They seem to be a pretty decent level, so I figured I might try and recruit some of these guys. Having Allegra here made me feel a little bit more confident when fighting some of these enemies. After all, a lot of these enemies are a lot higher level than we had fought previously. I managed to deter one of these outcasts. I attempted to deter another, but it died before I could do that. We had now secured one of these outcasts on the back of our llama, but now we gotta hike it all the way back to the portal so we can get back to base and recruit this guy, which sometimes is easier said than done. Gotta be a little bit careful sometimes. Oh, no way.
Because yes, that alligator right there, it ate the outcast that was on the back of our llama. That's okay though. Day 54 and we found another barbarian camp that was holding a barbarian scout inside. I managed to get some more information, which unlocked a whole new part of the map. Moving on, we began traveling west into a whole new area that seemed kind of like a new type of biome. Then we found yet another barbarian camp that had a scout in it that I stole some more information out of. This little adventure that we had taken today was way worth it.
But it's not over just yet. There's still so much more to discover. Like this cave full of poisonous scorpions, or this cave that has a new resource to discover. This stuff is called phosphorus ore. Currently, we don't know what it's used for, but we might discover it later on. The only thing is, this cave was guarded by an elite boar, and it didn't like the fact that we were stealing its phosphorus ore. It's okay though, because we were kind of hungry for some bacon. Ouch. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. That took out freaking half of my health. Yeah, maybe we bit off a little bit more than we could chew. Psych, we're going back in to fight this pig. It seemed like a smart idea at the time, but we weren't doing an awful lot of damage to this overgrown pig. I was worried that Allegra might die, so we started to escape. Come on, Allegra, let's go. Let's go. No. Oh, Allegra died. Freaking hell. Mistakes were definitely made in this situation. Day 55, we finally arrived back at base, and we accidentally brought a visitor with us. I tried running inside my base and locking the door, but it followed me in. This was my biggest mistake yet. When I got out the other side of the door, I thought all of my tribesmen would help me out by defeating this jaguar. And then the worst thing could happen. I passed out because I was thirsty. Oh no, what the freak just happened? Once I had finally arose, I went back in to go and defeat this jaguar. I have no idea why none of my tribespeople were helping me out. I finally defeated this jaguar, but then I noticed that one of my people died. Strangely enough, it was me, my main character. What the fuck happens when the main character dies? Wait, does that mean, like, I can lose absolutely everything now? Yes, this was a very strange predicament to be in. Since our main starter character is the only character that can respawn, what happens now if all of the tribespeople die? We lose everything? This was a very stressful situation. Maybe a nice little dip in the hot tub might help us out. Next, we started making our way over to the Holy Ruins. I wasn't really too sure what to expect when going through here, but I made sure to bring a companion with us just in case. These Holy Ruins are full of these really strong plunderers. These guys are significantly stronger than any of the barbarians or outcasts we find in the wilds. And that tends to be because typically they have much better armor and weapons than the people in the wilds. Now, we came here because if you complete the Holy Ruins, you unlock a brand new mask. The thing is, this isn't an easy task at all. Your average plunderer is extremely tough, but these plunderer elites are on a whole different level. Oh my lord, Mens has messed me up. I'm down. Please, Angus, get me up. Please, Angus, get me up. Don't die, Angus. You're definitely not surviving this. It's okay. May we rest in peace. Oh, I died. I died. I died and I tried to respawn as Angus. This was a bad idea. He was already knocked down. And it was all over. I then chose to respawn at the bonfire, and look who appeared. Our main character is back. Hey, you're back, bro. Main character energy. Hey, what's up, dude? I thought you were dead. This is somewhat of a relief, but we did lose 2 of our best fighters. I had to return to go get their stuff. A lot of this equipment was extremely valuable, but our main character is definitely too weak to fight here, so we didn't stick around very long. Instead, I returned to the hills. This has to be a place that we can gather some more barbarians that we can use so we can progress in this game. Day 57, we're furthering our hunt for better fighters. And I can't really pass up an opportunity to get some of these rare resources. One of the biggest frustrations at this part of the game, that if you lose some of your strongest tribe members, it really sets your progress back. Also, at this time of this playthrough, I didn't know that there was a way that we could see the tribesperson's stats before we even tried to recruit them. Fun fact, there is a way, we just don't discover it until much later. But now we just have to settle for just taking whatever we can get. Once our new tribespeople were ready to be recruited, I got them up and then checked their stats. This little one isn't so great, but this chunky lady isn't so bad either. Now, of course, they're all going to need some names. The chunky lady, we named Athena. The not so good newbie, well, her name's going to be Leonie. Oh, and we got a bored lady. I don't remember how we got her or when we got her, but she's here. So we named her Xena. Day 58, I swapped over to play as Athena and instructed her to start crafting some charcoal. You see, crafting charcoal is a great way to earn experience points. It's cheap to craft and you can make a whole bunch of it easily and go AFK. Next, we grabbed our main character and came back to the wetlands. Also, we could discover some new POIs. I continued this adventure north until we made it to this cave entrance that was being guarded by some rather high-level barbarians. I have no idea about their stats currently, but I'm assuming if they're a higher level, they're just better. So of course, I have to take this opportunity to try and recruit some new people. I went in deeper to see if there was any other higher level barbarians inside. There didn't seem to be any that interested me. So instead, the lady that we had knocked out earlier, we picked her up, put her on the back of the llama, collected a whole bunch of copper ore, because, I mean, we're here, we might as well, and head on home with our brand new barbarian on our back. Once she was fully recruited, we checked out her stats, and they weren't amazing. You see, we want any one of their weapon stats to be at least over 100, so they're not terrible either. And in the perfect world, should have some good talents here as well. Anyways, we changed back to Athena, then head out to go fight some of the wildlife so we can get some more skill points. The elite jaguar might be a good way to get some experience points as well. If we don't die, that is. Oh crap, we broke our blades. Oh no, get out of here. Yeah, we're out. We're not going to do this right now. Now, this is why we're playing as Athena. She's currently a level 39, but she has 32 points in agility. She doesn't have any great talents, so we'll probably swap her out a little bit later. So for now, she's going to have to do. Day 60, we returned back to the wetlands. I had deterred and knocked out another guy earlier when we were here before, and he was still here. I managed to get him on the back of our llama and get him home safely. Hopefully, this new guy will be a great fighter. We returned back to the wetlands and we found a cave full of centipedes. Centipedes? This is kind of weird. There's lots of ore around. What kind of ore is this? We'll quickly get it. Oh, is that iron ore? Dude, iron ore. We got iron. All right, we found this. But how tough are these guys? Okay. Oh, they're poisoning us. Ouch. These huge centipedes were nothing to mess around with. They might be little bugs, but their poison damage really messes you up. Now, usually I'd back away in this situation, but there's iron in there and I want it. Oh no, the poison damage stacks. So the more times you get hit, the worse the damage is. That's dangerous. There's a whole bunch of centipedes in there, but I really want this iron ore. In the end, I had to suck it up. The poison damage was getting a little bit too much. We had almost died, but I managed to get away and heal up. But once that was all sorted and the poison kind of subsided, we kept exploring. That's when we found yet another portal. This particular portal is called the Wetlands portal. We finished this day back at base, and we introduced our new tribespeople to our family by giving them names. This one is going to be called Angelo, and this lady here, well, her name is going to be Sheena. No idea where I got inspired for that name, but hey, it sounds kind of cool, I guess. Day 61, we woke up to some more tribespeople dead. Somehow, I didn't even know how, Leonie got captured by some barbarians and became a tribe sacrifice. We currently have 10 out of 13 tribespeople. Some of them are great warriors, some of them are great crafters. But we are getting a little bit progression stuck. Once again, we traveled all the way back over to the wetlands, so we can try and get our hands on some more tribespeople. And these local ancient ruins, kind of close to the portal, seem to be a good place to pick some up. I managed to pick some of these guys off and then deter them. Then we got our hands on this lovely lady, and finally this malnourished little boy. Now, why would we deter 3 separate people if we're so far away from our base? Well, the answer's quite simple, really. I think it's time in this progression that we need to move. We're always out here in the wetlands anyway, so we might as well just move here and set up a whole different base. Oh, and strangely enough, as soon as we put down yet another bonfire, another random barbarian turned up and wanted to fight. Now, this guy was way stronger than the previous barbarians that show up at our bonfire, probably because we're in a harder area. I'm playing as Athena and I got knocked down. It started raining and our bonfire went out, but the barbarian didn't want to finish us off. Instead, it kept dancing. I think it's mocking us. Then, all of a sudden, after patiently waiting a while, yes, I got up. No way. This was a mistake for this fool because we ended up finishing her off. I then placed this outcast down next to the bonfire and began our trip home. I was considering just building a whole new building, but I think it's probably easier if we just tear this place apart. I went through our boxes and took some of the building pieces that we had lying around and began crafting a bunch of stone foundations. Day 62 and we had 2 tribes people waiting for us at the bonfire. I then started laying out the foundation of this new base. This quickly becomes quite a long process, and I'm starting to believe that this might have been a bad idea. I made sure to put the bonfire on the foundation this time. This place should look a little bit better. Then started placing up some walls. We're never going to know if this is a good idea or not, and we're already committed now, so we might as well see it through. I head back to the rainforest base so I could pick up some of the crafting benches that are laying around here, and I wanted to bring over some of the tribes people that we had at our other base. I wanted to make sure the layout of this base with the crafting benches and everything was a little bit more practical than the last place. I didn't really want this place to be as big as the last place, but I wanted everything to kind of work well. It's already day 63 and we had to do multiple trips back and forth just to pick stuff up. Thankfully, our llama could hold a lot and we weren't too far away from the portal, which made moving a little bit easier, but still quite time consuming. We then ran into a major problem after this move. Wolves. Yes, a wolf came in and it started wrecking the place. And then the worst thing possible just happened. Yeah, the game started glitching, so we couldn't do any damage to this wolf, but it kept wrecking us. We managed to relog, and then our player was almost dead, so I started running away. I'm not playing as the main character, so I didn't really want to lose this one. I managed to heal up, but as I returned, another tribesperson went down to this wolf. Just as I was about to deal my last final blow, my blades broke. Luckily, I had a spare on me. I was extremely frustrated and quite annoyed, and I'm starting to wonder if this was a good idea. These wolves might end up being quite a problem. Even more reason for us to finish setting up this base. I then went outside to see if there were any other wolves around, and there was one close to our base. Day 64 and we've almost completed this base. We just need a couple more roof tiles. So we set Athena up so she can craft up some more tiles for us. I went outside to go and touch some grass, and I wanted to kill a tortoise. Seems kind of mean and rude, but I was just kind of curious. These things are actually really hard to kill. They don't deal a lot of damage to you, but they can really take a hit. But what makes them really difficult is when they hide in their shell, they also heal themselves and take very little damage, if any at all. Then they don't come out until they're fully healed. At the time, I hated this mechanic, but later on I figured out how to actually kill these guys, and it's a pretty cool mechanic in the end. Now that we've set up base in the wetlands, we went to go introduce ourselves to some of the neighbors. I don't think that they were too happy for us to be here. They're probably racist or something. We have a satisfying way to deal with racists though. We make them submit to us. Haha, you're mine now, bitch. I rode back to base with a new barbarian on the back of our llama, but there was a freaking wolf inside our base. I'm really starting to think that moving here was a terrible idea. Oh, there's a freaking another one as well. I swear, if any of them die... Okay, finally, someone wants to help and fight. Where were the others fighting? Why weren't the others fighting earlier? We managed to defeat these wolves, and thankfully none of our tribespeople died. But we're definitely going to have to figure something out. For now, I'm going to place down these spikes around our base. Hopefully they can help deter some enemies that come in. But then I had an idea of placing down some large walls. These can be really expensive to make. But thankfully, our tribespeople have been automating the production of stone for such a long time in this playthrough that we had enough to be able to make, well, quite a lot. It wasn't enough to finish this off today, but we will get there soon. Day 65, we cleared out a whole bunch of vegetation around our base. I needed to clear out a bunch of land for the walls to come in, and it doesn't hurt to have some of these resources anyway. So far, our base is coming along quite nicely. Again, I'm not much of a builder. This is kind of a basic box, but hey, it's practical and it works. Also, I logged out for a couple days to start editing this video. And when I logged back in, yeah, some of our guys have died. And we can't be a good functioning tribe without a bunch of tribes people. So of course, we're going to have to come over here and replace them. This little outcast camp isn't really that far away from our base. So of course, we're just going to farm this place for tribes people. And running them back to our base doesn't take us long at all. We can literally run 2 at a time, one on my shoulder and one on the back of the llama. We managed to bring 3 tribes people back. And at this time, the only way that I could check to see if they were decent fighters or not, I'll just kind of have a look at their health and assume that they're good or not. Okay, 1400, that's pretty good health. That's really good health, actually. All right, what about you? 900? No, you're bad. No, you're bad. Definitely bad. Whilst we waited until our new tribespeople could be fully recruited, we started finishing off the walls to our base here. It's kind of hard to see because it's raining, but it's complete. And that's kind of our wall. Yes, a little bit scuffed. It's not amazing, but it will keep the wolves out. Our new recruits were ready to be woken up. Of course, I gave some of them names. Like this gentleman, its name's Elmo. You know, like Sesame Street. This lady is going to be Wendy, as in like Wendy from Peter Pan. Here's an easier list to read of all the new people that we've gotten. Day 66, we returned to the cave with the centipedes and the iron ore. We managed to defeat some of these centipedes, but the character that I'm playing as isn't very resistant to poison, so we almost died. But she hits pretty damn hard, so taking out the centipedes was kind of easy. We're almost up to the stage in this game where we can use iron for tools, weapons, and armor. And I do know that once we get to the iron stage, just like going to the bronze stage, it should be a huge jump in our progress. We just need to get our awareness strength up to 35. We're not that far away now, but we'll work on getting there soon, hopefully. I returned back to the rainforest base. I needed to make some adjustments to the base that we're building in the wetlands and thought that instead of harvesting all the materials that we don't currently have, I could just come back here and grab everything. Like, we definitely don't need anything down here anymore. For example, we need to have a farm going out here. That's why we're placing down all of these foundations, these farm plots that I'm trying to put in nice and flush with the rest of this building, and this granary so we can get things moving. I can't forget this fertilizer bucket as well. It's a must-have. I managed to upgrade this bonfire to the bronze stage as well. Next, I ran over to the local coal mine, which again is really close to our current base. There was 2 barbarians guarding this place. They didn't seem to be a very high level, so I figured I'd be able to take these guys on. But yeah, I was wrong. Get out, get out, get out, get out. Oh my god, you're gonna die. You died. You stupid fuck. Indeed, we did die. This kind of sucks. But the tribesperson that we lost might not have been that important because I don't even remember her name. We still managed to avenge her death though by killing these guys. Later on in the day, I went to go visit a friend that's also playing on this server. As you can probably tell, she's a much better base builder than me, but I'm up to the stone stage, so yeah, I'm definitely still cooler. This is Arc Solo. She's also working on a 100 days video, so go check her video out as well. Tell her AronAztek sent you. Moving on, I wanted to train up another tribesperson. This is Wendy. She's one of our newbies. We started out by attacking and killing these deer. Now, it's kind of hard to see here, but killing deer and harvesting their skin is actually beneficial. Their skin can be used in a lot of recipes at this stage of the game. We then saw a bear, and I was curious. I wonder if I can defeat a bear. So I charged him for the attack, and yeah, this was over pretty quickly. Wendy didn't survive. Day 68, we managed to get the gear back from Wendy's dead body, and we barely got out of there alive. We're kind of progression stuck right now. In order for us to move forward, we definitely need some stronger tribes people, and maybe some iron weapons and armor, which we currently can't do because we're not a high enough level. But maybe if we keep fighting some of these enemies, we can level up to be able to unlock iron weapons, which we managed to do by the end of this day. We have now unlocked the iron dual blade. We've got to have an awareness strength of 36 before we can unlock the iron armor though. It's day funny number and I'm building some stairs in our base. Now why the hell would I do that? Well, obviously because we need more space in our base, mainly for this huge monstrosity. This is the blast furnace. Basically, it's what you need to be able to make iron ingots, which I immediately instruct one of my tribespeople to start crafting. Next, we still need to get ourselves a decent warrior tribesperson. I try and draw out one of the higher level outcasts so that I can recruit them. I have no real way of being able to tell if they're a good fighter or not other than checking to see what their HP is like, and I'm assuming that anything over 1,000 is good. I brought this tribesperson back, but playing as my main character makes recruiting some of these people in this area quite difficult. Now Athena has been with us for a while, so she's managed to get a lot of passive levels, and when she's wearing a full set of bronze armor, she has 1,700 hit points, which is a little bit better than our main character. I forgot to allocate some of her skill points that she had, so I put some more points in agility to do some more damage, and physique so she has a little bit more health points, which seemed to make a little bit of a difference for us. We weren't invincible when fighting these outcasts, but we didn't have to fight them one-on-one. Athena's such a badass that this particular outcast ended up getting on his knees and begging for forgiveness. Of course, Athena attempted to make him her bitch, but the punk died on us. Oh, dude, he died. Doesn't even have good gear anyway, stupid idiot. We didn't leave here empty-handed though. We managed to get our hands on at least one guy. And a lovely lady, except she died too. We've been using these red tier bronze jewel blades and their bleed damage is pretty deadly. Later in the day, one of our new recruits was ready to wake up. Not gonna lie, she's low-key kind of cute, if you know what I mean. To finish this day on, we continued working on our farm. It's important that we have a whole variety of different crops here, as we had only just discovered that in this game, food is extremely important. Aloe vera is important for different medicines. Various types of nuts are used for different oils, and different foods can give you different buffs that will aid you in battle. Day 70 and the new outcast woke up. We checked his stats and look, see here, he's a red boy. And he also has the aptitude to get a high dual blade proficiency. His talents are really good too. I'm not going to go too in depth with them because it can be a lot. He obviously deserves a name, and I think Fred is quite fitting. We finally made ourselves a bunch of iron dual blades. The reason why we make quite a few is we're actually trying to get higher tier items. If it's not obvious, there's different colors that come in different tiers. Red being the highest and so on and so forth. The higher level your weapon crafter is, the better chance of getting a higher level weapon. I then took Fred out to a lower level barbarian camp. 1, I wanted to test out his new dual blades, and 2, I wanted to upgrade his dual blade proficiency, which as you can see, we did quite quickly. It's safe to say that switching over to these iron dual blades has made a massive difference. Our goal right now is to try and get some levels into Fred. Now you don't always have to do it via combat. Simple working tasks can give him levels as well, like mining. I think combat is just a quicker way to do it, but it obviously comes with its risks. Day 71, I made an upgrade to our carpenter's table. I need this so I can make these hardwood strips. I needed these hardwood strips so I could make this oil press. Our farm has been working so well that we could start making some more medicines. This is a whole process though. First I need to make some aloe juice, then I move it over to the potion table, and then it makes other stuff, and so on and so forth. We feel like we're settling in quite well into this map, but obviously there's still a lot of places that we need to explore. We head back down to the hills area because there's another area I want to explore. It's just a little bit of a hike away. We are completely south on the map, and all I need to do is cross this bit of water, and then we land on this new biome. All the creatures here were a really high level, so I made sure to keep moving on my llama. We found a barbarian camp, but damn, these guys were tough. I did not want to fight them. I made sure to just keep running on my llama, hoping nothing would catch me and kill me. But then out of nowhere, this mountain lion killed us. I just had to accept that loss. There's no way we're getting our llama or our gear back. Instead, we deterred and knocked out this outcast. I've been coming to these little ruins a couple times, and I never noticed that there was an ancient tablet here. We got another tech point that we have no idea what it does, and unlocked the majestic temple. We managed to knock out and deter another person as well. He's got that dark skin and the blonde hair. We now got our hands on 2 new tribespeople. If you're losing track of how many tribespeople we have, well, so am I. It's kind of confusing. One thing that's kind of important is the fact that we lost our llama. Remember, llamas are very valuable, so we're back in the hills area so we can try and secure another llama. I find that some of the hills areas can be kind of a pain to get these guys because there's not a lot of places to hide. Like the llama that I tried to trap in this cage already ran away. I don't know how, it just did. All right, maybe if we hide behind this rock, if I place it down just there. All right, get in there, you sucker. Get in there. Get in there. Hurry up, goddammit. You take forever. It's happening. It's happening. Get in there, you stuck, you little bastard. Oh, we got it. We got it. Yes. And just like that, we secured ourselves another llama. Hopefully we don't lose this llama like we lost the last one. Day 73 and our llama is fully grown up. So I put a saddle straight on him, as well as the llama wicker basket. The wicker basket looks like a strange addition to this llama, but trust me, it's important. With the wicker basket, we can capture small farm animals and then bring them back to base in the llama. Our crops are starting to need some fertilizer, so we need to get some poop together. We ran back to the rainforest because I don't think there's any turkeys in the place that we've set up at. Then we went on the hunt for some turkeys. Somehow this ended up being quite difficult. For some reason, we just couldn't secure ourselves a turkey. I ran back to the old rainforest base to see that my base was still there. We still had a bunch of turkeys inside, but I just didn't know how to transport them, or even if you could if they're not babies. I then went to go beat up this elite jaguar. At least this is something I can do successfully because trapping these turkeys has been quite the pain in the butt. And since we're already on the trend of being distracted and doing stuff that's kind of useless to us right now, we came over to this barbarian city. We're playing as quite a strong tribesperson right now that has iron jewel blades. So really, we're kind of bullying these guys. Like this first rock guardian tribal chief only lasted like 11 seconds against us, which is considered a long time to most people. Just want to point that out. I was so confident right now that I could take on the big boss in this village. For some reason, he wasn't facing us, so we had an opportunity to take out some of his minions that were around. He eventually turned around and then smacked us about with his hammer. I tried my best to make a quick escape because if that hammer hits us, it tends to stun lock us. I just had to time my attacks right. Whenever he would hit the ground, I would rush in to try and slice and dice. But somehow he would just catch me off guard. Bro, what the heck? He was nowhere near me. I now knew that I really had to keep my distance if I wanted to finish this guy, which is kind of hard considering we're a really close range type of fighter. But as long as I timed my attacks right, we could go in and finish the job. Yes, we finally killed him. Ooh, northern rainforest. This fun little distraction was great and all, but we're really here to get ourselves some turkeys. We found another little baby turkey. I set up my trap. I went into the amazing camera mode and we secured ourselves a little turkey. I then picked this turkey up out of its cage and placed it in the pack in the llama. We can carry up to 4 little babies in this llama, which means we're not heading home until we get ourselves at least another one. Hopefully we can get a male and a female so we can start breeding them. Again, like the barbarian stats, there's actually a way that we can see if they're a male or a female, but I didn't figure out how to do that until later on in this playthrough. We secured the second turkey, so it's time for us to head on home and place them both in our new farm. Day 75, and I thought maybe we should start preparing for the next boss fight. This includes us training up some of the next fighters and recruiting some more people. You never know, some of the next guys might be even stronger. Also, I haven't actually spent much time mining some of this coal. I've only just been getting little bits at a time from previous times that we're here. So I guess whilst we're here, we just collect a whole bunch of it. You need to have coal in order to be able to make iron. You can't just use normal wood or, charcoal even. Anyways, we dropped off our brand new recruits and continued making some of these aloe essence potions. We then looked into making some of this plant essence, which we need to be able to make antidote that should give us poison resistance so we could take on the frog boss. Anyways, I went to go on a little bit of a distraction mission. Kind of. I did want to come here for a purpose. I want to try and kill this elite alligator. The tribesperson that we're playing at is kind of fresh, so he might not be strong enough to be able to defeat him. Fortunately, we got the W in the end, but the real reason that we wanted to defeat this alligator was because we wanted his premium fang and the elite alligator carcass. Both of these items are what we're going to need to be able to make ourselves some iron armor. It's now day 76, and it's in this part of the playthrough that we finally realize the importance of food. When it comes to combat, that is. As far as I know in this game, there's currently 4 different types of food groups: staple, fruit and vegetable, beverage, and meat. And you could consume one piece of each of those food groups to give you a certain buff. For example, the roasted pumpkin will give us a stamina boost, and this premium steak will give us a HP boost. This food works exactly like other games we played in the past, like Valheim and Enshrouded. But now that we're aware that this is how it works in this game, this bit of information significantly changes how we play the game from now on. Next, our awareness strength leveled up, so we can now unlock this AronAztek gear. Also, we're currently playing as one of our new tribespeople, Miko. He has a really high agility points, so that's why we're playing him. Next, I finally figured out how to kill these turtles. Now, you've got to try and hit their head or their legs, not on the shell, because they have a little bit of damage resistance on their shell, obviously. When you weaken them quite a bit, they'll then hide in their shell and start glowing like this. Then you need to quickly run and hide. They will then come out of their shell, and hopefully they haven't fully recovered their health. Then you just repeat this process until you can finally get that kill. Finally, we finally killed this bloody beast. All right, what's the score we got on this? Oh, we got a poor rating skill on this. We're bad at this. Now, we had to kill this turtle. We really did. As the tortoise shell is what we need to be able to craft one of these iron armor pieces. Next, one of the craziest things happened. You see, sometimes these tribes people get a little bit stuck with their pathing, and I was trying to move one of them out of the way. But, yeah, apparently you shouldn't stand on bonfires when you do this. What the fuck? I died in the fire. And just as we started to make some really good progress, one of our best fighters died. Thankfully, after checking our clan list, there was a couple other fighters that were pretty decent too. One of them I named after one of my favorite kids' TV shows, Bluey. This other fighter we named Woozer. I have no idea where that came from. Anyways, we immediately swapped over to play as Bluey, gave him some really good gear, and began heading out to go and upgrade some of his skills. We begin day 77 by slaying this wolf and upgrading our dual blade proficiency. I've decided to add a spear to our arsenal as well. The spear's ultimate throw ability comes in clutch, so that's why we did this. We were using this ability at the start of the game quite a bit, as it's a great way to single out different people without aggroing an entire campsite. Next, I made a bunch of these poison-proof mods. Each one of them give us a 5% resistance to poison, which we can add to our new armor. Yes, if you haven't noticed, we've been wearing iron armor. Not a full set yet, but we have some of it. Anyways, we spent the rest of this day just attacking things, trying to increase our weapons proficiencies. Because I know I mentioned we were going to go and attempt to defeat the second boss, the purple frog. I changed my mind. There's something else I'd like to do right now that is equally, if not more important. But first, we're going to need a lot of iron, because what we plan to do requires us to at least have a full set of iron armor. Oh, and remember that outcast that we kidnapped before? Yeah, we forgot to feed her. She almost died. Next, we got that iron smelting and more iron armor pieces crafting. I sent Woozer over here to make some charcoal so he could upgrade some of his levels passively, which seemed to have worked. He had 10 points that we could allocate. We're almost prepared for our next task, but first we wanted to make sure that our tribesperson's morale was full. I really wish there was a much quicker way to do this. And don't tell me the hot tub is quicker, because it might be, but it's not that much quicker. Anyways, moving on, I went up to Woozer and commanded him to follow me, because now it is time for us to go and do our next major task. We head over to the portal and begin this long, perilous journey to our next destination. Don't you worry though, we can just edit out the boring running stuff, so we're here already. Yes, the goal for today is to complete these holy ruins and obtain another mask. I really want to redeem ourselves from the last time that we were here. You're definitely not surviving this. It's okay. May we rest in peace. Oh, I died. Now, I'm wearing a whole set of iron gear, and Woozer's wearing a whole set of high-level bronze gear. So as long as we're patient, we should be able to make it through these holy ruins. We then entered the room of our first major challenge. The room with the plunderer elite that absolutely murked us last time we were here. I knew that this elite up close is really dangerous, and this spear throwing technique seemed to be working great for us. It may have taken us a stupidly long time to be able to defeat this guy, but in the end, we did, and that's all that matters. Now, there was one thing that I didn't take into consideration when we were doing these holy ruins, and that was how big and how deep this place really was. We had already fought a whole bunch of plunderers when we got up to this point, only to realize that this was only the beginning. Yes, this is a massive room full of plunderers that we have to defeat to get through it. Dude, no way. This place... Bruh, how big is this place? Even right at the beginning of this big maze, we had to defeat another elite plunderer. And these elite plunderers are extremely difficult. If we don't play our cards right, they will absolutely annihilate us. But once you do defeat them, they do actually have some pretty decent loot on them. Anyways, we continued venturing through this maze. We made sure to remain patient and only fight these guys one-on-one. We knew if we fought too many of these guys in a group, this would be an early death sentence. We took out a couple more plunderers before having to fight yet another elite plunderer. This one was a little bit more risky because he had a friend helping him out the entire time. We managed to take out this elite plunderer, then immediately went to go and finish off his friend. Also, this place was just way too beautiful. I had to take a screenshot. Anyways, enough shenanigans. We're starting to get a lot of loot that we need to start moving some stuff over to Woozer's inventory. Some of the gear was already better than Woozer's gear, so he got a little bit of an upgrade as well. Anyways, moving on, we had a whole bunch of plunderers that we needed to defeat before we made it to this room. This is where the bosses are. Or whatever these kind of machines are. I don't really know what they are. All I know is that they're not really taking too much damage from us. There was one plunderer there that I knew I could defeat, but as I was fighting her, I looked over and Woozer was downed. Oh no, Woozer's down. No. They're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him. Not yet. Come over to me. Fight me. Fight me. Okay, we're good. We're good. Are we good? Woozer, stay alive, please, friend. Stay alive, my homie. I managed to revive Woozer just in time. But now I have to figure out how to defeat these weird machines. They just don't seem to take enough damage from our jewel blades. We had this big bronze hammer though, and that seemed to be doing some damage. But then Woozer went down for good this time. I managed to defeat one of these machines, and the second one soon followed. They dropped some interesting items that we'd never seen before, but we didn't have time to mess around. Those little machines were just the minions of this guy. I wasn't too sure how to approach this big boss man, but saw that he had other minions on his sides here, which I wanted to take out first before fighting the big boss man. Turns out those little minions are on a tether, so when I tried to fight them too far away from where they started, they teleported back. But that's when Big Boss Man came out to play. And man, each one of his hits packs a punch. Again, I wasn't too sure how to take on this Big Boss Man. I snuck around him by hugging the walls and then tried to take out his little minions first. They had this laser attack that was pretty predictable, so taking it down was kind of easy. Second one, same thing, pretty easy. Now, I could have just went to fight the Big Boss Man, but I noticed that there was a door to the side. Yeah, I was too much of a pussy to try and fight that big guy. He'd probably wreck us. We followed the whole way down into another room that had another big, strange pyramid boss man in it. I figured we're gonna have to fight these guys, so I went back to fight the original Big Boss Man. This weird pyramid machine man could take a hit. We just had to keep chipping away at his health while trying to dodge his attacks. But after a long, hard slog, we finally defeated this big machine man. And he dropped some rather interesting items. These are all mask enhancements, which basically enhance your mask, but I'll show you a little bit more in depth a little bit later. Because for now, we need to head on through these little hallways and fight a whole bunch more of these pyramid pests. There was quite a few of these rooms with these enemies inside that we had to defeat. And sometimes the enemies were big, sometimes they were small, but mostly every time the enemies are a pain in the butt. This particular enemy was considered a boss type. You can always tell by their health bar. It looks a little bit different than a typical enemy. And once we finally defeated it, we were notified that we completed an achievement. Also, in its loot, it had this relic key, which I assume opens something. Maybe this ancient relic chest that holds this earth worship container. It's an item that you use as a tribute to be able to summon in higher tier bosses. Then we finally entered in this final room. That pyramid is no boss. And these things are actually items that we can take. There's just one problem. They're extremely heavy. We are now encumbered. I knew that this mysterious stone table was important. I couldn't leave it behind. So for us to be able to take this, I had to get rid of some of the juicy loot we had gathered from this whole adventure down here. But moving on. Next, we approached this golden holy relic and opened it up so we could discover its mysteries. And there it was. The Torch of Eternity. Not gonna lie, this mask is ugly as hell, but it does make us better in the end. We take it, but we can't put it on just yet. Of course, I try and take this other table, but it's just way too heavy for us to take. And there we go. We had finally completed the holy ruins and obtained our second mask. We spent basically 3 whole days down in those holy ruins. This took us so damn long to complete. I'm just glad we did complete it without losing Bluey here. Unfortunately, we did lose Woozer, but I mean, I kind of expected it, to be honest. Once we arrived back at base, I placed down the mysterious stone table on the top of our roof. This kind of looks like a cool place to leave it. I interacted with it, and our mask got placed inside it. In this table, we could see a glimpse into the other masks that you can obtain in this game. And we got to inspect the Torch of Eternity mask. As you can see by these stats here, it's significantly better than what we're currently wearing. These enhancement gem things, well, you can place them into, well, basically enhance your mask. We could only place in one for now because you had to upgrade your mask in order to add more later. And this is what the ugly mask kind of looks like. Of course, we had a quick peek at all the other masks that we could attain, and they all look pretty damn cool. Also, the Torch of Eternity's mask can come with different abilities that you can unlock over time. We will get there, but I'm just really glad that we are making some really good progress in this game. Day 82, we were crafting up a bunch of iron chainmail when I realized we're kind of running low on iron. So I went out to go and see if we could explore and find some more iron nodes. So far, we'd only been getting it from that centipede cave, and I had kind of heard that there is another place to be able to get some that's not too far away from our current base location. We were told to come and find a location with a bunch of scorpions, and well, we found the scorpions, and just like that, we found some iron ore. There was a whole bunch here. We made sure to collect it all. There was also these arrow poison frogs. Now, if we kill these guys, will we get anything out of them that's decent? Not really. This premium poison might be handy, but No, not really. Day 83, we just completed the Holy Ruins and we have a brand new mask. I'm feeling damn confident and low-key kind of invincible. We head back to the rainforest to head to this plunderers camp. This is a lower level area, so I figured I might be able to get through this place quite easily. Although I did get a little bit overconfident, trying to take 2 on at once wasn't a great idea. We ended up defeating these guys, but we did have a few close calls during this battle. We had to play it smart from here on out. Kind of. I still did 2v1s at times. We started working our way through these ancient ruins, defeating a bunch of plunderers. The spear came in handy as well. See these guys all the way over here? Yes, I got him. Get over here. This was a fun little exercise. Anyways, we might be a much higher level, but these guys are still quite tough. I started using the hammer a lot more, and I realized this thing's stupidly underrated. Yeah, finish him. Finish him, move. We found another one of these ancient tablets and read the inscription. We got 2 more tech points and got the totem achievement. I managed to stun him, which changed the whole course of this battle. He died quite easily after that. We then made it to the final boss in the ancient ruins. I saw that there was a random plunderer in this little courtyard as well, and I only wanted to fight the boss one-on-one, so we had to get rid of this guy quickly. Now it's just you and me, sucker. Please be an easy fight. This is so risky playing as Bluey right now. Oh, okay. I love that this game is full of cheats. Not only do we have wall hacks, if you lock onto your enemy, you also have aimbot. This big boss man loves to jump so much, maybe you should be in the NBA. Because like, look at him. He's on fire. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. He's definitely going to be better at the NBA. He's definitely going to be better at basketball than he is at fighting. But watch this. When he died, this happened. Oh, what the hell? See you later, dude. That was crazy, bro. I didn't realize that this was a thing, but when he died, he dropped some more masks. Unfortunately, this is the mask that we had been using from the get-go, so this is kind of useless to us. We made it back to base, but now we really need to start thinking about fighting the purple frog boss. We need to defeat the purple frog boss and the ape before day 100. We're finally making some amazing progress. So I definitely think it's time that we fight this purple frog boss. I came over to the frog boss arena to see how bad the poison was affecting me and test to see how long I could last here. I had some poison resistant armor on, so I was lasting pretty well here. And I was healing a lot. But there was one major factor that I didn't keep in mind. My llama's not poison resistant at all. A llama died. No. Oh, man. I forgot that was going to be a thing. I didn't even think that would be a thing. Of course llama will die. Damn it. But life goes on. We've got things to do. And this was a really annoying loss. But life goes on. We've got things to do. It's now day 85 and we finally learned that skill that I've been talking about for basically the whole video. Yeah, this is how you scan for enemy stats. We can see all of their attribute points, but most importantly, their rarity level. And both of these barbarians are red. So of course, I am definitely not passing up this opportunity to recruit these guys. Deterring these guys was extremely satisfying, knowing that we have actually found us some decent barbarians. Only annoying thing is, because our llama's dead, we have to run them all the way back to base. It's not very far, but you know, it's just annoying. I ran back on the back of the alpaca to get my second one, but unfortunately you can't load the barbarian on the back of the alpaca, so we had to run back. Next, I made this mask decor bench. What is this exactly? Well, you can decorate your masks, and if you gather certain resources, you can change your mask completely. It's just cosmetic, but these things look pretty damn cool. To get some of these though, you do need to defeat certain bosses. Or if you like, you can just change around your current mask that you're wearing. You can have something chilled like this, or something a little bit more fabulous, darling. Anyways, I decided to stare at these 2 men while they were sleeping. Give me a hashtag susboy in the comments below if you got to this part of the video. Anyways, as you probably know by now, we most certainly can't do the rest of this challenge without having a llama. So we're back out here hiding behind rocks, stealing children away from their parents. They obviously don't seem to mind though. See you later, mommy. Say goodbye, little kid. Your mommy's gone. You can call me Uncle Jeffrey. And hey, welcome to my island. Anyways, our new tribesmen are awake and their stats are pretty damn good. But of course, they need names. Let me introduce you to Skeeter and Jonah. No idea where I'm getting these names from. There's so many that we've used in this entire 100 days that I'm just, you know, scraping the bottom of the barrel for this. Also, we had another one that was unnamed, so we named him Zeus. I mean, Zeus. No, really, his name is Zeus. Zeus is his name. I really wanted to make myself one of those fancy new masks, but they require some parrot feathers. So we made some parrot feed and returned back to the rainforest to try and get our hands on our own parrot. There was 2 right at the portal, but of course, you can't build traps here, so we couldn't capture them. But they got stuck, so we could kill them. Feels a little bit brutal to kill some colorful parrots in the jungle, but I mean, yeah. We then had to go through this dense rainforest to try and find ourselves a parrot that we could capture. Also, I wanted to try and get my hands on a male turkey while we're here, since the two that we had back at base were both female. I returned to our old base to see that it was still decaying. We had one of our turkeys here still alive, just had no way of picking it up and taking it back to our new base. So we carried on trying to find another turkey, but they were all flipping females. We also found it kind of hard to find some parrots around, but eventually we found ourselves a male turkey. So I placed down a trap, hid behind a tree, and captured this turkey. We had to run this thing all the way back home because our llama wasn't old enough yet for us to be able to ride him. This took us a little bit longer than I had hoped. We really need to sort this llama situation out. Next, I checked this decor bench to see what I needed to be able to turn this mask into this, and I need some premium feathers. Thing is, I know exactly where to find them. The dreaded horned eagle. These guys are relatively weak, but the fact that they fly can make them a bit of a pain in the ass to fight. But I found that using the spear was a massive advantage. Once we stuck it in them, we could pull them back to us and kill them. And that, kids, is how you get yourself some premium feathers. Now, we need to get our hands on 100 of them, so none of these horny birds are safe. We also managed to get some rare feathers out of this one. Anyways, where we were led into a different part of this map that I decided to go and explore. I noticed some of these enemies were a higher level, but I kind of think that they're at a level that we are at now. I checked my map and saw that there was a barbarian scout nearby. So we made our way over to here and began our murderous spree until we could get to this barbarian scout so we could get the relevant information that we needed, unlocking a tiny new part of this map. We then made our way north to a biome with massive trees in it. Found another barbarian scout camp with some rather strong barbarians in it and deterred this barbarian scout to get the information that we needed again, unlocking a much chunkier part of this map. We then made our way back down south and got our hands on another barbarian scout, which unlocked a massive piece of this puzzle with an interesting discovery found on this map. I had to go investigate, and this is our third and final boss arena. Well, that we're going to attempt in this 100 days, that is. This is where we can fight the Vajra ape. And I can tell you right now, this fight is going to be quite interesting. Day 88, and we have 12 days left in this challenge, and we still need to defeat the purple frog boss before we do anything else. Our llama's fully grown up. We've got a saddle on him, so we can start progressing. Again, we did run into a little problem that kind of delayed our progress a little bit. I'm not sure how this is happening, but this particular outcast is losing health over time. I have to just stand here and watch until he's ready to be recruited. Hopefully he doesn't die first, but his HP is dangerously low. Oh, almost there, almost there. Oh yes, he's up. Yes, go. Swap. I'm going to swap over to him. I'm going to swap over. Okay, sweet. Now heal. Are you healing? Take some of these bandages. Okay, good. This guy's stats aren't really amazing, but I just didn't really want him to die. Next, we're back at the brewing stand. I need to try and make some of this plant essence so that I can make some antidote so we can get the poison resistance to be able to fight the purple frog boss. And I need to get my hands on some sulfur somehow. Also, I learned that I realized that there's some foods that you can use that will give you a bit of a poison resistance as well. Again, thanks to my friends in the Discord, we found out how to get ourselves some sulfur. It's actually kind of easy to find. It's right here on the map. Ironically, it's really close to the frog boss arena. There's a random little mine down here filled with a bunch of sulfur. There is also some barbarians here of the Fang tribe, which we haven't really encountered much of. I was nervous that this was still part of the volcano biome, so I was scared that these guys are going to be stronger than they are. Once defeated, we just continued harvesting all of this sulfur. We literally spent the whole day doing this. We had our llama with us, so I wasn't really worried about carry weight. Day 89, and we start heading back to base with all this sulfur. But there's quite a few things that we need to do in order to be able to have the right amount of poison resistance to fight the purple frog. For example, we need some ingredients from our farm, but our farm's not working currently because they're covered in weeds. See this grass coming out of my farm plots? They're weeds, and we need to get rid of them somehow. How do we get rid of it, you might ask? Herbicide. That's how we get rid of it. We need to make herbicide. It's pretty cheap and easy to make. We can make a lot of it. So we whip up a couple bottles, then double check what we need to be able to make this plant essence and antidote. I went out to the garden and watched Jethro clear these weeds. I also started turning the sulfur that we gathered into sulfur powder and the phosphorus into phosphorus powder. Now we can finally start making some of this plant essence. In order for us to move forward, we need to grow other plants that we don't currently have, like this guava. But then I encountered our next problem. You see, because of the area that we built in, a lot of these plants are too cold to grow. Back in the rainforest, all this stuff would grow nicely, but out here, it's not going to grow. I tried putting these fireplaces up, but they're not doing anything in terms of the heat. So instead, I placed down this campfire, and look, the temperature has risen, which is now making this cashew tree grow. Yeah, I'm just a regular genius. They call me Frankenstein. Day 90 and our guava fruit is fully grown up. Why is this such a big deal? Well, that's because it's the last ingredient we need to be able to craft some antidote. I feel like I've been rambling on about fighting the purple frog for a couple days now, but it's time. It's time to fight the purple frog boss. Drink the antidote, eat all of our food buffs, which seem to be doing a good job. We went to the altar, then I summoned in this frog. The big purple frog was summoned in, and now it's time to fight. And because of the poison damage, I didn't want want to waste time mucking around. I threw my spear and we did 1300 damage. He didn't like that, so he decided to body slam us. I went into attack and we had been doing a substantial amount of damage. Also, I made sure that Athena had some poison resistant mods on her armor as well, so that's why I think that she's holding up too. We've been slicing and dicing this big frog up so much that we defeated it kind of quickly. In this game, it really pays to be well prepared. Also, don't ever forget to butcher the bosses. That's where you get the really good juice. Athena, we did it. We did it, Athena. We did it. Next, we ran into the pyramid, collected some loot out of the chests that were here, then interacted with this mysterious stone table and unlocked a new ability for our mask. It's called Info Entry. Basically, you can save the information of one of your tribespeople so you can then resurrect them in case they die. Problem is, I just don't know how to do that and I never figure it out in this entire playthrough. Day 91 and we finally returned home from defeating the frog boss. Our new mask is at level 5 now, so we could add more of these enhancement gems to it. Now, we had just defeated the frog boss, so I thought I was quite damn strong. So we came back over to the saber-tooth boss. Well, I wanted to fight the berserker saber-tooth. We have a max level Bluey with a full set of iron armor and iron weapons. Also, the reason why I want to fight this saber-tooth is so I can get this set of armor. The saber-tooth predator leather armor. The berserk saber-tooth is the next tier up, and I kind of thought that at this time of the game I should be prepared to be able to fight him. I initiated this by throwing my spear at him. It didn't seem to do a lot of damage to him. This overgrown kitten lunged in and attacked me. That's when I realized maybe I'd bitten off more than I could chew. Then it did an attack that I had never seen before. Yes, it does a roar that stuns you completely. When I came to, I realized that Athena was downed. I tried to keep my distance and only attack with my spear. This was a significantly different fight from the last time we fought the saber-tooth. The saber-tooth's stun was dangerous. Then each time it hit us did a massive amount of bleed damage as well, which in the end sent us to the grave. Damn it, this was a terrible idea. Athena, can you hold it down? No, I'm dead anyway. Yes, mistakes were definitely made. I tried respawning as Athena so we could get away. Unfortunately, she's dead too. Failing to defeat the boss kinda sucked. But what makes things worse is the fact that we lost our best fighter, Bluey. I didn't want to lose all of the gear that he had on him, so we had to run back to go get our stuff. As we arrived back to the arena though, the saber-tooth was still there. I quickly ran in to try and snatch up all my stuff and then run and get out of there. Oh crap. Freaking hell, you scared the hell out of me. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, yes. Yes, he doesn't come out of the arena. Great. I managed to get out of here with some of our stuff, but there was still some more stuff in there. I was trying to wait for the perfect time to go and get it, but the perfect time never came. It's only Athena's stuff anyway. And because of this loss, we're actually taking a couple steps back in progression. After losing one of our best fighters, we now need to find a replacement. Skeeter is a red rarity, and he's a level 45, so he's only 5 levels away from being max level. The only thing is, some of his attribute points kind of suck. We then had a look at Jethro, and in-game me got kind of excited. This is actually... wait... Jethro might be the way to go. Yes, Jethro indeed is the way to go. He already has decent stats, but he had 31 points that we could allocate, meaning we could turn this guy into an absolute beast. Bluey is out and Jethro is in. We just now need to increase his dual blade proficiency. Sorry, helpless turtle, but you're gonna have to be the one to do it. Your sacrifice was well worth it. We came over to the cave to go and try and fight some barbarians to upgrade our skills. Then we saw one of them was a red man, so we had to deter him and kill his friend. You know, for training purposes, that is. I also need to add that by this time of the game had updated quite a bit, and there were a few changes that had been made. There were some new building pieces like this arena. I wasn't too sure what this did or anything, but I couldn't find anywhere around my base to be able to place this. I kind of thought maybe I had to have a bonfire out for it to work, and no, it didn't make a difference. I think I just needed a flatter surface to place it. The following morning, I placed down all of these foundations in hopes to be able to make a place for this arena, but then I realized what day it was, and yeah, we shouldn't be wasting our time on something like this. I still did get a little bit distracted. I heard that there was anacondas in the rainforest. I wanted to go see one, and be careful what you wish for because you find them quite easily. Oh, there it is. There's the long boy. That thing's freaking huge. This thing's only a low level, so I went in to go and fight it. But then it constricted me, which drained all of my stamina, and then it knocked me out of its grip, I think. I couldn't move at all, and then the freaking thing ate me. What is happening? Is it? It's chewing. It's eating me. Oh, I can see it. I'm in its body. How the frick did that happen? Ah! Yes, this kind of sucked. We lost another amazing fighter. Probably even better fighter than Bluey was. Now we're stuck with this chubby monstrosity. I couldn't continue without all of that gear. I ran back over, picked it up and avoided this anaconda's attention, jumped on the back of my llama and went on my merry way. Whilst we were here, I tried to capture myself a parrot. I didn't have any traps on me though, so instead I just had to kill this one. It's currently day 94, and if we plan on fighting this ape before day 100, we need a stronger fighter. I went on north to try and find one. I found these bisons and I wanted to kill them, which sounds kind of messed messed up now I say it, but I was just curious to see what they dropped. Also sounds kind of messed up. Killing something just because of curiosity, very messed up. Don't tell any vegans though. Anyways, we came over to this bandit camp. Anyways, we came over to this barbarian camp, and most of the barbarians were over level 40, so I figured we're definitely going to find a strong barbarian here. We managed to deter one of them, and a second one as well. Then we were just left with the barbarian scout, and we unlocked the Great Prairie on the map. Just seems like it's a big open piece of land and a city in the middle. Anyways, we managed to run this bub to base and drop her off. Next, I crafted up one of these monkey storage nests. Now, why would I get a monkey storage nest? Well, obviously, I need to get my hands on a monkey. I tried to trap this one, but then I looked over to my side here, scanned, and saw that there was a freaking anaconda trying to get us. Oh, run away, run away, run away. We are not getting eaten by another freaking snake. Oh my God, it's right there. We managed to run quite far away and lost the aggro of the snake. Then a stupid jaguar came in to fight me. They're a lot easier to handle now than they used to be. I returned back to our trap and there was a little monkey inside. So I placed this little monkey inside this llama wicker basket and continued so we could capture another one. Oh, get in there, get in there. Oh, we got him, we got him. Too easy, so cheesy. Now, why would I possibly need these monkeys? Well, basically, they can passively go out and collect bananas and pineapples, which are two items that we need to be able to make some fruit kebabs. And fruit kebabs are what we need as a tribute to be able to summon in the boss ape. I decided to change characters. We're now currently playing as Skeeter. Also, I want to give you a quick glimpse of the new update. There's a couple new masks added. Now our two new recruits have woken up. I renamed this little man Zach, and this brown-haired lady, well, her name's gonna be Melody. We had some other unnamed barbarians as well. I had to give this one a funny name because it was a funny kind of person. We named it Has Nuts. Okay, I get it. It's not that funny. And the one that we had been playing as for a little bit, we named Ivana Puck. We'd gotten Skeeter up to a max level, and I had a rather crazy idea. Yeah, we're fighting this saber-tooth again, but not the hard one, not the hard one. This is just the first level one. It doesn't have any crazy abilities that stun us or anything, so taking this down was rather easy. Now, you might be wondering, why would we do this so late in this game? Well, I needed myself a saber-tooth head. And why exactly do I need a saber-tooth head, you might ask? And that's because I want to make this. I want to make this mask. All I need now is some ostrich feathers, and I'm pretty sure we can find ostriches in the desert, which we know is to the north of us. I just don't know if I'm strong enough to be able to fight an ostrich and kill them. We attempt to fight this one, but when it jumps and lands on you, it stuns you. And we almost died fighting this oversized chicken. So instead, we had to find one that was a little bit weaker. This baby ostrich was a little bit easier, so we managed to kill this one. And once we did, we acquired some ostrich feathers. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, so we had to find and fight another one. And just like that, we have gathered enough feathers to be able to make this mask. I immediately jumped on the back of my llama and raced on home. On my way back home, I found an elite elephant. I didn't even know there was elephants in this game, but this was quite a long ride home. Day 97, we crafted up some premium leather, the final resource that we needed so that we could craft up this mask. Yeah, we finally have everything. We can make it. There we have it. We have the saber-tooth mask. Not gonna lie, it looks kind of crazy, but I love it. If we plan on actually defeating this ape boss, I think we're gonna need ourselves a really good companion. Skeeter's current stats are actually pretty damn good, so I think we're gonna stick with him as our main fighter. But we're out here trying to find ourselves a decent companion to fight with us. I managed to get my hands on one of them and bring him back to base. Now, he's a good level. We just hope that he's gonna have some decent talents and stats. Day 98 and 2 days left of this 100 days challenge. I went over to go and collect some iron from the centipede cave. We still had some poison mods on, so the centipedes weren't really doing too much damage to us, so we were able to go quite deep into this cave. But as we traveled deeper, we ran into some of these arrow poison frogs, and just being in the presence of this cave, we started getting poison damage. But then I noticed that there were some ancient ruins down here and some vines blocking a path into one of these doors. I opened up this door to investigate, and I think this place is like another kind of mini boss arena thing, because those machine pyramid things from the holy ruins are here as well. We came here for iron, but we come out of here with a bunch of these ancient parts. Never thought an iron mine could hold such strange mysteries. There was a whole bunch of these enemies down here, and we had to fight a bunch of them. This particular fight took us way longer than we had hoped. We almost lost our life a couple times, but we finally took this machine down and stole all its loot. We continued exploring this ancient ruin, found a couple buttons that I didn't know what they did at the time, fought and destroyed even more of these enemies, found another one of those buttons that was out of reach, so I threw my spear at it, then entered another room with a strange piece in it, destroyed its protector that seemed to be AFK. Then I picked this big thing up, placed it in my pocket apparently. This thing is a portal part. Yes, in this game, if you collect enough portal parts, you can craft a portal at your base. I think it wasn't until day 99 that we left this iron cave. I rushed straight back home and woke up my new companions. I checked their stats and there was nothing really special about them. Time's really starting to run out in this 100 days, so I started making all the food and tribute that we needed to be able to summon in the ape boss. In the end, I decided that Ian was going to be our companion. He might not be a red boy or have special talents, but he's currently max level from doing all the work around the base, so he's probably going to be our best shot at defeating this boss. It's now day 100 and I can't lie, I'm feeling kind of nervous about fighting this guy. We have worked really hard to get to this point. We have all the tributes that we need. We just need to go and get our friend Ian to follow us. This entire 100 days has been such a great journey. I have had so much fun. And remember, if you enjoyed this video and you like this kind of game, make sure to hit the link in the description below, wishlist it, or even better, go ahead and buy it. Trust me, you won't regret it. I've already spent 80 hours in this game and I haven't even touched the surface of it. There's still 2 other bosses that you can fight in this game and way more biomes to discover. But for now, it's time for us to fight the Vaja ape. Ooh, here goes nothing. You ready, Ian? We're about to do this, son. Summoning in this big boy now. All of this time leading up to this moment. Ooh, he doesn't look that scary. Boy, I had no idea what I was saying at this time. You guys wait, this fight is crazy. I threw my spear at him to get his attention, and yeah, I definitely got his attention. He started charging right at me, did a little bit of a Hulk smash, and absolutely wrecked me. I really wasn't sure how to attack this. He picked up a big boulder, threw it at me, and although funny, it absolutely hurt. I needed to make an escape and try and heal up and then try and rethink my strategy. But this guy doesn't give you a break at all. Oh, come on, man. Stay away. Just let me heal up real quick. Oh, crap. Here we go. He threw another boulder at me and it stunned me. Rushed over to me, rolled, then Hulk smashed me once again. He deleted myself and Ian out of existence just like that. Yes, that was extremely underwhelming. We got defeated by the ape so damn quickly. This big monkey is deadly. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, if you do like this kind of stuff, hit that like button and subscribe button. Until next time, peace.